Livestream, much love and light to you, collective. Gosh, I hope you feel as amazing as you truly are. 11 is a number to behold, no? Right? Maybe you've been seeing it. Maybe you've been seeing 1111. I know for a fact we're also going to be talking about another very special number, and that is 1010. All right, so you may not resonate with each pile tonight. We got pickup piles. It was too much to add to the title. Love and light, DYY. Hi. All right, much love and light, you guys. Let's get cozy, as it were. We've got 3 piles, and there's like a lot to go over, like from one to the next, but they're not the same. I love when that happens, right? I don't know. It just seems like lately in the spiritual community, from one person to the next, from one reader to the next, it's kind of been like the same ish, right? Because it is what it is, right? That's not me coming for any one person, reader, anything. I promise. Just been taking notes, right? Because if you're either tapped in at this or not, right? And so long story short, sometimes that happens, but tonight, this very fate-filled night, much love and light, Fiona, welcome in, babe. We've got a lot to talk about, and it's like different-ish, and I really feel like love and light, Sophie. This is one of those times where I get to say it again, you guys. I'm so excited. I get so excited when this happens, right? Everyone can get a little something out of this one, whether you know it to be your story, situationship, experience, or not, okay? Long story short. So thank you for those that will kind of cozy up a bit and allow for us to get into, from one pile to the next, what's got to be said, what's got to be understood, all right? Um, and pile number 1, you guys, we are talking love, all right? It's giving situation, ship, okay, as well as relationship, if you can believe it, all right? And now I know pile number 1, here's the sitch. You're not speaking. I mean, you can't even find a cricket to chirp out a song. I get it, right? Just saying, though, there's a lot that came through. There's a lot of hopefully understanding for you in this pile. If you should find yourselves resonating with it. And again, that's pile number 1. Now, pile number 2, really special pile, not necessarily talking um, a lovers type of sitch, but definitely still nonetheless talking love here. However, you know how like energy doesn't die, but meat suits do, right? So long story short, whomever is connecting to the message that is for the collective members for tonight's session out of pile number 2, definitely on the other side of the veil. Definitely not unalived, though you know them to have passed on from this particular incarnation, regarding the meat suit at least. They're very much around. All right, so that's we got a little something coming out for pile number 2 for those who may resonate. And gosh, I hope you do get something out of these piles. It's not a puppet show for me, you guys, right? I don't even have puppets yet. I gotta get the puppets. I might have puppets coming soon. No, let me stop. But yeah, so long story short, pile number 3. All right, got a sidecar. Now, this may not be a sidecar message for everyone connected to pile number 3, right? But for those that have familiars of the feline variety, listen up. I got a message from your furry friend there, okay? Now, that's not for everyone connected to pile number 3, and I understand that. However, Kiji wanted to be heard, all right? And I stand for their message. I say it that way because still, even from one feline familiar to the next, general collective message. Oh, isn't that fun how that works, right? And so pile number 3, you know what? I am not hating on you for having a familiar of any sorts, because as you should, you go through enough, okay? I do see evidence of psychic attacks and more, and we will get to the bottom of why. However, please be mindful that this too, as well, for pile number 3, is a general collective message, all right? So it might be a little bit of something here and there, or everywhere, or nowhere, right? But I'm still of a mind, you guys, that you guys can still seriously get something out of it. And I hope that it's at least a little fun for you, if not a little entertaining and a lot informative either way, all right? But I'm mindful of the hour, you guys, and So the bell has rung. Those that know what to do may do so now. You don't have to, because the bell will ring again and again and again. Gosh, is this already synchronistic of pile number one's sex life with this person? Oh my goodness. And we do have the cards to show there was a little bumpity and a lot of thumpity. So just all in a day's work of trying to get your confirmation that this is your person, connecting to pile number one. Pile one. All right. Let's see here. Oh, Sophie, I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness. Oh. Well, I am not the bearer of good news at this moment. Current energies are giving the Tower the Fool card, which gives a maybe at best. The Devil card energy also giving a no here. With this Seven of Pentacles card, it talks about like profit and reward. Is there a way to like just even get the word out that there could be some form of reward, whether or not you state what it is? You know, I get it. Times are tough. That might be of some assistance. But I don't know. Let me just ask one. Oh my gosh. Okay. So apparently is still alive. All right, so that's good. Um, but with this Four of Cups on the other side of the confirmation that, you know, your fur baby is still alive, the Four of Cups is just kind of giving like some form of napping, or somebody found it and just, let me see. You may want to check like the local shelters, SPCAs, because maybe somebody found it and then, or somebody took it and then had a change of heart and like returned it like through the system of sorts, as it were. Doesn't help. It doesn't. Excuse me. It doesn't hurt to, you know, give them a call. Maybe don't go everywhere on foot per se. I don't really know exactly the type of terrain you're around there. You know, in your city, your neighborhood, Sophie. Much of the light though. But yeah, I'm not getting. I'm not getting. It's gonna be like, you know, right now. I mean, you may need to, like, okay, so I get it, you know, sleepless night energy with the Nine of Swords makes sense, but then the Two of Cups keeps popping out at me, and it's talking about like partnership, solidarity, right? And so the only thing I can think with that is like, okay, perhaps, you know, like I said, spread the word. You know, Facebook groups comes to mind. Like, if you have a photo of, you know, I'm sorry I didn't catch the name, Sophie, but your dog, you know, if you have a photo that you can share and just get the word out, um, you know, I'm sorry, babe. I mean, on the other side of the Two of Cups, I cut it to the Ten of Cups. So, I mean, it's giving like, you know, this is why like sometimes like the yes no's are like iffy, because it's like, I mean, long story short, could be Ten of Cups, right? So that would be yes, but then like the long and the short of it in between is where the sleepless nights energy is, and then like the, you know, putting the word out, sounding the alarm. With the Ten of Wands, I mean, it could be within the next 10 days that you could have that divine turnaround and have the reunification. The dog is still alive, so that's what's the most positive, right? I just wanted to be sure, God forbid, you know, sometimes things happen near roadways and you know, it's like yeah, you know. But that's the tricky part with the quick yes nos, you know. It's like you gotta make sure you craft the question a certain way, because otherwise, you know, it's a little restrictive. I've done my best to try to clear through that. And again, I stand firm on it's not going to be like right now or tonight or maybe tomorrow. Hopefully, it's not a full 10 days either. But please do your part to make the phone calls and to, you know, at least get a digital copy of some form of poster with, you know, you don't even have to say like a reward necessarily, but get the word out so people can help, okay? And people can keep an eye out. And there's a lot of people, especially in those Facebook groups and things, like if you know that they're in your area as well, that would actually like care enough to assist without any kind of like reward. So don't worry about that, okay? Much love and light, Sophie. My goodness. And stranger things have happened. You could just perhaps have them on the doorstep, in the middle of the night. They, animals aren't dumb. They know exactly how to get around, even if they don't know necessarily. Do you know what I mean? So, like, don't give up hope. And, at this point, when we go through these things, Sophie and anyone who can make sense of this, love and light green, you just have to say, okay, universe, I made you aware, right? Or you might say, God, I prayed. Okay. And after that, you just kind of get grateful because at some point, in spite of you not being able to see, hear, or feel evidence of your being supported through this, okay, you got to trust that the divine is aware. All right. And because the divine is now aware, you continue to remain to be supported and backed by divinity, right? Even though it's not necessarily panning out to be exactly the way that you want it to look like, sound like, feel like, right? And we all, and I'm not trying to make light of this. I mean, that's like a freaking family member, to be clear. I'm very well understanding of that. Okay. However, when you can just make it about the situation and not exactly all aspects of like the emotionality that the situation brings, it can kind of help you keep your head, all right, and get a little bit more sleep than you otherwise might. And this is why we're talking about it, Sophie, and anyone who can make sense of this regarding whatever they may be facing, okay? Or, like expected to get through, right? And still come out on the other side, understanding that you are still divinely supported and loved, right? And it's a bitter pill sometimes because it just is what it is. It's like, on one hand, you're like, well, if I'm divinely supported and loved, I should never be hurt. I should never fear. I should never be pushed to my limits, kind of thing. And on the other hand, the divine's going, okay, you signed up to like make sure that you led a good life, which means you have to learn the art of detachment, even in spite of some horrific, like, and it's like at the end of the day, it too is what it is. And so you have the choice to do what you will with that to make the experience that you want. That would be a better, higher vibrational situation in spite of this, in spite of the circumstances not being necessarily changed, other than your viewpoint about them. Okay, because if not, then it's like, who wants to say, yeah, like I'm going to sign up for another sleepless night, right? Well, you're thinking that's all well and good just to overcome, but what about the actual like after effects of you downward spiraling and staying stuck in that energy kind of thing? You could come up with some sort of really, I don't even really want to name them all, but I mean, it could be like way worse than like your sleepless night energy. Okay, you could get into some darker, denser type of vibes, or even into some form of anger that doesn't do anything other than suppress the inevitable, which is you've got to learn, like, okay, I either trust the divine, I either trust God, Goddess at this thing, or I don't. And so even if you're going to be of the mindset, well, I'm really angry right now, so right now I definitely damn sure don't trust the divine. What will you do now, though? Because either way, you're in charge to make of this situation, situationship, horrific nightmare, however you want the tag words to come out, and validly so. I'm not judging. I'm not projecting onto you that you shouldn't have any emotions at this at all. I mean, to be clear, we've all got or something, right? And also, to be clear, that situation is shitty AF, right? Like, nobody wants to be like, yeah, I'll be the next to experience that. I get it. However, what will you do? Will you tell yourself, in spite of you understanding that you put your prayers, your petitions out there, in spite of you understanding that you've ugly cried most of the day, when will you rest, babe? Because you resting can mean like you don't even have to wait the 10 days. You don't even have to wait beyond moments of you making that decision to trust And I really hope Sophie and everyone else who's under the sound of my voice for this can actually get that part, because that's where you keep your peace. I didn't say that's where you find perfection and that's where it all comes together in the ways that you think and feel and understand it to be. But man, some people would pay for peace. They've got money and bricks of gold hand over fist and don't have it. They would damn sure pay for that. And once you learn to integrate peace in spite of lack of understanding for the horrific nightmare that you're like facing right now, that's whenever you really start to overcome more than what you're facing right now and with ease. And that's what I want for all of us. Okay, because we're all more than capable. And again, please, Sophie, not to take away the situation with your dog, and okay, I'm glad you understand. Yeah, because I would be freaking out too, I'm not gonna lie. However, at some point, for me, on a personal note, I know I have to be the one. I can't like, how could I just be like, reaching out on the live, you guys have been on the live stream, it's been 15 minutes, it's been 5 seconds, and you weren't here to calm me down and talk me through. No, I had to find my coach hat and put it on, whether it's physical, because it helps me when I touch it to like connect to like what the purpose behind the hat is, so I can action it out or not, right? I don't always need the hat, right? To be clear, like, this isn't today's special, right? Like, you can shout it out loud and clear, but like, I don't know if anyone gets that reference, but I digress. You guys can get this. You already are getting this. And so I just want to say thank you for not giving up. And I'm very much proud of you guys, because none of this is easy. I didn't say it was. I said you're more than capable. I probably also said you signed up for this in many ways, right? And you know what? Divine wants you to know, just continue to not give up, okay? Not because you're here for punishment, but because you're here to learn and grow your souls, okay? And so, man, oh day, how do you know it's like a great, super great day versus a crappy one if you don't know? And sometimes you don't know that you didn't know something until you know it as well. So we're all experiencing these experiences, and a lot of times, I'm not here to word curse or project it onto you, but I'm also not, I'm mindful of what sometimes often feels like the obvious as I throw half of the deck away. Oh my gosh. Is that, like, tower moments are a thing. They're also just as well purposeful, even though they're painful just the same, okay? And really, Divine saying, listen, you think your world's turned upside down now? Wait till you get to the good stuff. Just saying. All right. With the man, the Five of Pentacles was turned upside down. You almost never want to see that, right? But hey, focus on the good. All right. And that's, oh my gosh. And then it gets even better the more you focus on it. That's literally the happiest card of any tarot deck, you guys. Just saying. All right. Let's see. Okay, now let's see who's all right. So we've got, you keep thinking my name is Divine Love. Probably just because at our core, right, we connect back to divine love. So of course, anything we do through the channel definitely doesn't exclude any of that. So that kind of makes sense. All right, let's see here. I'm just now catching up on the chat box. Forgive me, I was channeling a bit. So, all right, let's see here. Much love and light, you guys. Very grateful to be on here with you all, and I hope you all feel loved and amazing. All right. So let's see here, Green Palace. Do you have a question, babe? You definitely made it on time, right? We're live right now. We're doing this. So if you have a question and you follow the live stream rules, Green Palace would be my guest. If not, guess what? The bell will ring again. No worries. I'm going to move on to DYY here. All right, let's see. Okay, we have foreign travels. Okay, let's see. Oh, I think I saw the Eight of Wands card. Hold on. It didn't come out yet, but ooh, I'm looking at that big, fat, ginormous Ace of Pentacles. All right. So we're talking work, but you know what? The card that came out, right, is this No card, aka Sleepless Night Energy. The bottom of the deck here currently, again, is that ginormous Ace of Pentacles. It's like, yeah, you want it, don't you? And the Eight of Pentacles tells me you've been working towards getting this offer. Okay. And it seems like this offer does come in and leads to the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, so this is just abundance, abundance, abundance. And the Sun card coming back out again. This is giving happy vibes. All right. So do you need this part of the experience, or can you just rest and receive and be grateful and believe? Because that's what it would take either way, right? You guys, when you realize that you don't have to actually like struggle and like you know, like toil and labor all the time, right? You really need to wrap your head around that so that you don't do that. You know what I mean? Like, who wants to be, yeah, I definitely want to sweat it out again and have my cortisol shoot through the roof just in case. Right? Like, when you get to the point where you go, what is for me? I've already attracted in, right? And I'm grateful. And I talk about it all the time. And I'm grateful about it all the time, to the point where people are like, you're fine. Okay, the rest need to play catch up on this. Okay, yes, they can toil and labor at the 9 to 5s all they please, just like you used to, as you used to please. But now that you know better, oh, how do you know that you know something until you know it, though? Sometimes, all right. So if that's you playing catch up maybe because the divine have been waiting to bring this in. All right, on the other side of you gaining a little bit more clarity about just that. Okay, and this is talking about both masculine and feminine energies, not genitalia. This is representative of you. All right, dark and light, masculine and feminine, just growing a bit, understanding like when to be in that fight or flight mode versus I actually understand that I am divinely supported at this. I actually understand that I've asked for guidance, that I have, you know, learned aspects of education even to prepare myself. I have studied to prepare myself. I have believed to receive the job. I have believed to receive the ability to travel, right? You just start there. Next thing you know, you build off of it, you build off of it, and the divine allows for it to come rushing in. That's the cheat code. Okay, the cheat code was never trying to come up with what was told to you was the American dream. The cheat code was never trying to one up the Joneses and to have the biggest and the best of anything materialistic. So sorry. I'm not here to say material goods are bad or evil, or that you should never experience them and or that you should never enjoy them. However, when you get to the point where you understand that you always have more than enough with you, because you alone connects back to divinity, and royal divinity at that, you start living a lot different. And even then, you'll still have more than enough in a physical and financial and material sense, unless you believe otherwise and self-sabotage the crap out of that to the point where you can't ever align with that reality that very much exists for you. Okay, don't be here because you're going to in this mentality of, I don't know, I think I got to worry about a little bit more. I think I got to push a little bit more. I got to push a little bit more. You're going to lose a lot more than you would ever bargain to lose. Haven't you lost enough? Haven't you been expected to give enough? Give up enough, right? And still expected not to give up? That's because communication's coming in. There's that communication card, Eight of Wands. And it also, I'm sorry, I'm saying communication, but it also definitely is indicative of travel and communication, to be clear. All right. Alrighty. So that was so Green Palace. Do you okay, so you have a question. I see that now. And we have just answered DYY's question. And I'm going to be with you now, Green Palace. My cue is okay, friendship between you and B. All right, let's see. Okay. Yeah, you're gonna have a better outcome if you just go on ahead and call judgment. I get it, like, you know, there was like maybe trauma bonding, not to call you out or anything. There was some sort of bond here. Okay, it's like not necessarily like how you would say like family, but it's like definitely soulmate energy. You guys could be in like this, how do I want to say that? Like, is it oil and, not vinegar, oil and water? Like, it's like y'all just don't really mix. It's not the vibe. Okay, you must have ascended. You must have grown up a bit. You must have healed a bit. Okay, good job. Good on you, because better days are ahead. But again, call the judgment in. You kind of really can't get to the better days without calling the judgment. All right. And I'm hearing you say you already knew that. So trust your intuition. Okay. All right. So that's who we. Okay. So we just did Green Palace. All right. And then Love and Light Sky Flower. Oh, hold on. You know what's crazy, Skyflower? Right now you would definitely want to cleanse. So that might mean, you know, smudging, saging, Florida water, right? Could mean lighting a candle, whatever that means for you. Could mean getting into water. Because I do see whatever happened around you recently. I just, the energy is just, it could be so much cleaner and higher vibes, right? And that's not about you. It's about what you were who you were I want to say who, right? But it's given what you were accessing, okay? And so you like giving your tongue lashing to whomever, or you like standing up for yourself, and you like kind of pulling your energy back, was like literally, like, if I'm like, how I'm reading the energy, it's so hard because it's not like it necessarily gives me like words to be like blah 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 blah, but like I'm feeling it and I'm reading it, and it's like you could have thought like you were coming up. Hold on, let me see. It's like you could have thought you were coming up with like the understanding or the idea to be like, I don't think, something I can't put my finger on, or you did, and call judgment. But I need you to know the whole time your guides were like, you better, it was giving like a command, like, you better cut this mofo off, like, you better like take a stand and leave, like, you better yeah, like literally utilize your strength. I know it wasn't easy, but this is like confirmation for me. Archangel Michael might be a significant source of comfort for you. I do see you are coming out as the Queen of Cups. You're quite intuitive there. So you know that this justice stands. All right. So there's your confirmation, right? But, excuse me, definitely important that you cleanse your energy. Okay. And this isn't any kind of like doom and gloom message, like, oh, like, just do it though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, teeth need brushed, like, brush teeth, right? Like, so don't like fear about this. Now I'm going to get into a little bit more like what's the what about this, because I definitely don't want you trying to freak out on me and fear. I don't like that spirit. Trickster spirit coming out here. So you could have been having like memory loss or missing things, dropping things. Definitely get an amulet of sorts, right? If you have jewelry with a bit of anything protective, right? Google it if you're not sure which ones are the protective stones. Usually the darker the better, right? Um, Yeah, definitely a hater. Can't stand to see you shine. You coming out as intuitive and creative makes sense. Chosen one, right? Yeah, take a spiritual bath. Get in some water if you can. Because I'm not talking about this to project it or to, you know what I'm saying, have you fear this, because there's really no need to fear, because remember how the justice came out even before we had to get into that? Because this trumps it all, right? So don't act like you don't know now, right? With your intuitive arse. Okay, you got this. And as you should, okay? All right. Okay, now let me see here. No, you're not in the wrong, Skyflower. You're in the right. The heavy push to cut off was your guides guiding you, and you definitely got your confirmation that you do have an intuitive ability about you. You just need to trust it so that you don't have any more pain or any more bad experiences, all the more delaying the inevitable. You did the right thing, okay? The justice stands for you, Skyflower, to be clear. All right? You did great by walking away. That's exactly what you were supposed to do. Good job. All right? Okay. Okay, now let me see here. Where are we? Where are we? Okay, let me see. You're very welcome, Skyflower. Okay. You guys, let me get into these piles, okay? All right, so pile number one. Here's the sitch. You've been waiting for an emperor of sorts, or basically not even an emperor, a king of swords, okay? Somebody to really kind of like ascend, really kind of break open, really kind of death and rebirth kind of energy, right? So it's a lot, can take a lot of divine timing. I get that. And still divines all over this connection. All right. Again, you guys are not talking. You guys are in separation. You guys know each other, have loved each other. Okay. So this is who we're talking about for this pal. If that's not your situation, this ain't your situation. Okay. And that's okay. We can still talk about it though. And we can still enlighten ourselves, right? So this is what we have for pile number one. Now, there could be some significance, whether because of you, what you got going on, where you've been, who you know, or this person, okay, on the other side of this connection that we're talking about. All right. And so the following states could be of some significance, whether because of this person's team, whether because, again, where you've been, where they've been, where you hail from, where they hail from, etc. Right. And so just take from this what you can. And if you can't take anything, there was nothing here for you. It's okay. Okay. Just sit tight. You're going to get to a little something to nosh on in a bit. I'm so serious, you guys, from one pile to the next. South Carolina, Connecticut, Massachusetts, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Delaware, New York, Washington, Florida, Alabama, California, Texas, South Dakota, Kansas, Nevada, Wisconsin, Maryland. There could be some significance to the television shows, the Drew Carey show and or Good Times. Okay. If you know, you know. I won't even get into that rabbit hole tonight. Okay. This person ghosted you. Okay. This person could have blocked you. You could still be on block, I'm hearing to say, right? Again, separation, right? We're gonna get into the tarot. I didn't pull those cards yet. I wasn't guided to. Pretty much pulled the cards for the other piles in completion. But pile number one, it seems like we're not done here, right? Maybe it's a freaking synchronicity, just say, right? I did pull from the names deck, and I've got a little something something to share with you about this person, these people, because again, still general collective message for pile number one, right? And so you know how like sometimes, not to be like judgy or anything, or like not to be like evil or anything, right? But like, or even low vibes, but like, you know how like if you're waiting for someone when you're not waiting, because you know I slipped there and I said waiting, somebody should definitely not be waiting. Pile number one, to be clear. One second here. But you know when divine timing is at play, I'll say it that way because it's so much more high vibes, to be clear, right? Okay, so when you're living your best life, doing you and everything, right? And you notice that perhaps somewheres along the way, this person got it in their head to replace you and is with a placeholder, okay? And or you just can't deal with them in this current state. Like you just couldn't cast your pearl before any kind of swine, even if it connects back to their mentality and or their meat suit, I'll say it that way, right? It's an assistive tool every now and again, if I do say so myself, just to kind of really make sure we've got the rose-colored glasses as well as the lenses and the frames nowhere near us, right? And so you just take a look at like, remember how this, went and they did this, that, and the third. So we got some cards, right, to assist you with that. Okay, so we're not all like over glorifying this, shining knight in armor or king of swords. King, excuse me. It's not a knight yet, is it? There might be some significance to night time as well. Maybe even the Ren Fair that comes to mind. Ooh, that's fun. I always wanted to go. That's still on my list, you guys. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go though. All right. So this person could have studied abroad and claim it's changed their entire life, or they could maybe even talk to you in a baby voice, right? They could still call their mother mommy, all right? You know, at the ripe old age of whatever, right? Go figure, stranger things have happened, okay? You could have witnessed this person, just to help you guys figure out, like, is this my person, right? You could have witnessed them lose their balance on a moving train or bus, okay? You could have witnessed them or they, you, trying to either, like, push a door that says pull or vice versa, right? It happens. It happens to the best of us, right? They could ironically use emojis where it's like, okay, that's never for that, right? Like, you're weird, but like, that's your signature emoji, so here we are, right? Kind of thing. They could lick the inside of their spoon when eating ice cream, and or be notorious for having bits of food around their mouth or in their beard. I'm hearing to say it doesn't have to be the case, you guys, but the emoji game is not fire. Okay, maybe that's the emoji thing. Maybe they always put like the flame, like, right. And they're always in the bathroom, like it's like every freaking time. If they're not in it, they're looking for one. I don't know what they got going on there, but and they could have this weird thing where it's like every freaking time that they've got to turn the page on anything. Could be a newspaper, could be a magazine at the doctor's office, could be a book that has no business being read by them, and they're licking their finger to turn the page. You could know this person to like look in the mirror and like give themselves a wink. I don't mind that one personally, but like maybe I need more context here because it's like, is it giving the ego being way off kilter or no? Like I need more for that one, you guys. On a personal note, just saying. They could sleep in socks. Well, hell, what winter month is this, right? But maybe it's definitely nowhere near winter or fall, and they just have to have the socks on, right? It's getting neurospicy. I can't really come for the guy or the girl, right, at that point. But maybe that's something that you're like, ugh, yeah, that's cringe. This person, okay, no, this one, please do not do around me. I'm so don't even come through my screen with this one. The sniffles. I can't. Right? Like, I even hate it for me. Like, even if it's like a full on allergy attack or something, like, you guys know I be going through it on these lives, right? And the idea plus the sound, like, I'd almost rather hear, like, seriously, nails on a chalkboard, like, as long as it's just a couple seconds, than, like, a constant sniffling. It's like, blow your nose. I'm like that person that's like, here's the tissue. You need tissue. You need tissue. They could be notorious, or this is you maybe, for kind of like allowing ears to bleed out through the earpods, or whatever, the headphones, because music is just so damn loud, right? And it could be like those 808s, they get you a bump bump, that bump, right? And they could refer themselves to the third person often and insist on total silence when watching a movie. Like, what if you have a question, right? Like, can I just breathe? Like, can I just blow my nose? Let me stop. And you know what? Don't come for me, you guys. I know and love people that actually, but like, I tried to put it back in the deck and it came out 3 freaking times. Okay. So, it's the card. I didn't make the card, to be clear, right? This person, you could know them to be like, okay, let me like let's put on Spotify, right? And they go to their Spotify and their Spotify got the ads. I'm not coming for anyone. As long as it works, you know, use what you got until you can use what you want, kind of thing, and work smart, not hard. So I'm not coming for you. But like I said, you guys, the card, I kept putting it back in. It came out after the third time. I was like, I better actually deliver the message. Okay, as it stands. So I'm not here to manipulate the cards, you guys. Now, we're gonna take a look at what's it gonna be when this person comes in. Okay. Now, long story short, oh my gosh, I wonder if I actually saved that. Hold on one second, you guys, because I might have. Oh no, wait, hold on. There was this song that came on. Speaking of Spotify, and speaking of Spotify and song, check out the description box below, you guys. There's a clip of the song that you're hearing on Spotify right now by your girl called Put It in the Bag. Just saying. And the link is in the description box. All right. There's also a free link for the YouTube video as well. Okay. Um, I wonder how do I get to, let me see. Only because it came on and I was like, I don't know how to say the artist name though. One second. Okay. It's called, okay, so let me spell this person. I don't know exactly if I should, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know their pronouns. I'll say it that way. So, this artist's name is, I'll spell it Michl. I don't know if that's like Michelle, like, I don't know. But anyways, so the song is Everything'll Change. Let me just make sure that's, yeah, okay. Okay, that's it. So, hold on. Sorry, I didn't want to get like, I didn't want an issue. Hold on one second. Okay. So, long story short, right? It's called Everything, and it's like an apostrophe LL. So it's Everything'll Change. Okay. And it says, we've been patient out here waiting. There's that word again. I don't love that word, but there it is. Um, how long does it take to reach someone? And it says, we've been saving our frustrations. Pennies on the dollar we've given, but we can't wait any longer. So we're banging the door and we're pleading for more because we hope everything will change. Everything will change. No, we don't have a key, but we're not going to leave because we hope everything will change. Everything will change someday soon. Right? So that is the song that kind of came over during the session and during the part of the session. To be clear, that had to do with pile number one. This situationship, relationship, soulmates, twin flame, however you subscribe here for pile number one. Okay. And this person in the past, you know, definitely doesn't look too good, not gonna lie. I mean, let's talk about it. um, you know, they ghosted you, they were addicted to the attention of others, so expected you to compete and just be a contestant, you know, like it was their own freaking Love Island, I guess. This is, you know, apparently on the back end, you can see hindsight 2020 is the epitome of the experience being like this. Right person, wrong time, okay? Wrong version of this person, right? This person was focused on money. This person is a soulmate at least, okay? Uh, but I don't even want to tout it like, oh, high level hierarchy soulmate, because whatever version that you know of them, that can't be the case. I mean, they were gaslighting you, they were lying to you, maybe even made you feel like you were crazy for thinking that there was a connection at all. right? And you're thinking on the back end, like, yeah, it's a wonder too, right? Like, I too wonder, right? But yet at the same time, you guys are so connected that you two have been waiting. You two have been mirroring each other. It's giving, ooh, twin flame, which would actually be a high level hierarchy soulmate. This person has made it a trend to act like they don't care about what happened between you and to appear unbothered. This person could have a stoic face, you know, a poker face. Maybe they like to play poker. Maybe they like to play in general, right? Player. Oh, don't hate the play, I hate the game kind of vibes, right? And now this person really wants to come in and you know, general collective, right? So I got to give like the whole like disclaimer. Don't over glorify this. Depending on which, like if we're talking divine masculine, right? Okay, let's talk about it. First of all, divine masculine is energy. There's not necessarily uh, male or masculine genitalia attached to energy. Okay, so could be guy, girl, what have you, right? So there's that. Now, some are in certain areas of the pasture, of the path, of the timeline, of the ascension process, and others are not. Okay, so general collective, variable degrees of wherever you're finding your man's at, or you know, whomever they are, whether guy, girl, what have you. Okay, just saying, your person. And again, please and thank you, do not over glorify this. This next card states your mind. All right. They're working through like the idea of like how like the longer that they stay away, the more viable of an option you are for many, many others. And it's not even like you're putting it out there like that. Do you have to though? Like, I mean, you're just shining. You're just who you are the whole time, right? They're coming to the realization they're freaking out, right? Now, there's very varying degrees of the freak out, and that means different things from one divine masculine to the next, whether guy or what have you. Okay, this person maybe in the past was like, hell to the no, we're not playing house kind of thing, right? And now has turned it around. They can't even see anybody to even like literally like with a straight face. There's that face thing again, right? They can't figure out anyone else that they should ever like lay down with and make it make sense other than you. They're saying have my kids, right? Maybe this person didn't even want kids. Maybe you had kids, or excuse me, maybe you have kids, and this person was like, man, I don't have kids, like should I sign up for that kind of thing, right? This person was like, oh, you got emotions. They were like, man, I'm not emotionally intimate. Should I try to break myself open for that kind of thing, right? But now they want to do all of that and or have to some variability here because general freaking collective. All right, now if you guys want to know extremely specifically what you got going on, please and thank you, book a session. I'm open. All right, to be clear. All right, also if you guys are resonating with any of these messages and you have a heart and mind about yourselves to tip and or donate, I'm open for that as well. Check the description box, you will find all that information. All right, if you cannot find the description box, please and thank you, check with one of the moderators, all right, on the live stream. And thank you, mods, for your assistance. I definitely appreciate you so, so much. All right, and I know, Fiona, you're on here. I haven't checked the box in a while, but we even have a link to get you guys to find the freaking description box so you can figure out all of the free information, the links, and everything in there. All right, love and light, Kiki, bro. Just saying. So serious. All right. This person wanders. Can you let go of the past? On a personal note, I wonder, did they though? Like, let's see, did they let go of the past, right? Like, we can be all gaslighty all we want, like, and right? Did they let go of the past? Well, they're definitely watching your page. They definitely want justice, right? Did they let go of the past? Though I don't like that. Let's see what the actual deck here. Subscribe. What's the word? This person is coming in with a proposal of sorts. All right, it's given. I'm hearing. What is that? I'm so in love with you. What do you want to do? Get to it. Loving you forever. That's an old song. Good, bad, happy or sad. I don't even know the song. Hold on a second. Loving. Good, bad. Hold on. Who is that? Who is that? Let's Stay Together by Al Green. I should have known, but I didn't because it's kind of before my time. So this person could be old. No, let me stop. But Al Green. Maybe somebody's name is Al. Maybe somebody is connected to the color green, or it could be somebody's name, right? Stranger things have happened. We have somebody with the name with green in their name on the live already. So just saying, let go of the past. So I see you've been self-focused here, Queenie. All right, tending to yourself as you should, and that's what's attracting this person to come in. They've got to own up though to the, I want to use the word, I gotta censor myself. I really hate that part too though. Hold on. So Five of Swords talks about like hostility, conflict, self sabotage, basically. They've got it. Yeah, they're being asked to own up to what they kind of want to decide, step away from. Hot, cold, yes, no, I don't know. How about now? You're crazy. I'm going over here with this placeholder kind of thing, right? They went over to the Two of Wands, trying to make it work because it was an opportunity. This could have also been somebody that they had been considering as well, unbeknownst to you perhaps, and or somebody they just already were tied to, okay? And they're not happy. They're literally at the Ten of Wands with this person. This person or you could be self-employed here as well. And they're at the Nine of Swords, at least on a good day, right? Regret, emotional baggage. And you guys, those twin flames, if you know, you know. Past life, TRAUMA. Spelling it out because YouTube rules, right? I don't like that word so much. But look, the Ace of Wands, okay? They want the new, all right? They want to let go of the past. They wonder, will you? Can you? All right? They missed that old ting. They want the old ting back, right? And there is some high key significance to thighs, you guys. I said it, thighs, right? And so, a long story short, this person, you know, if you've ever tied them up, wrapped them up, prettied them up with stockings and or lace, that kind of thing, and or just your skin, the way that your, you know, what you got, whatever, whatever that is, collapse and or hangs, okay? Just the way you sit pretty, honey, whether guy, girl, what have you. And there could be some significance to, especially if this is divine masculine in a very masculine meat suit, right? Not that it's a contest, just saying, to be clear, they miss the vibrato that your back end produces on their thighs. Okay, so getting that they definitely are thinking niceties, I'll put it that way, at the thought of your own thighs, but also there's some aspect of like thighs just meshing and melding together is definitely going to, you know, set them ablaze, especially with this Ace of Wands. They want that, okay? Now, this could be one or more of you with either the first, middle, and or last name initial of S, and there could be some significance to stars. Maybe you got star tattoos. We've got two T's come out, one with a tooth, okay, and one with the My Little Pony called Twilight Sparkle, apparently, okay. So take what resonates for you. It could be some significance to, you know, maybe this person's got like a snaggle tooth that, you know, is kind of cute, or maybe their teeth are just so perfect and so white, you know, kind of thing. And there could be somebody that has, you know, whether you or your person, two T's in one name and or more than one initial. Gosh, such a mouthful. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, could be some significance to dragons, and could be even connecting to How to Train Your Dragon. That franchise doesn't have to be the case. We've got D um, come out, as well as the initial E for eyes. There could be some significance to the eyes. Could be some significance to light hazel and or green eyes. All right, and okay, one second. Okay, if you don't have time to be on here, Shrushti Kakadi, you can leave. You don't need to infuse the energy into, how about now? Why am I being skipped over? You need to follow the rules and you need to be patient. If you can't do either of those things, you're not welcome here. And that's okay. If you can do those things, please do them now and enjoy the message as they come for you all, which would include you if you are a vibrational frequency match. If you cannot do that, please click off. Fiona, please moderate according to how you see fit, but please do not overarch the energy for any one person on here, because what we're all doing here is something together or not at all. Okay? And to be clear, there should be no offense made on the other side of my statements, because an offense is a blessing blocker. I'm not here to block anyone's blessings. And that's also why we're having this conversation, because you instilling any kind of energy that goes against what we're here to do is not allowable. Thank you for your patience and understanding and your participation, whether you remain on the live or whether you click off. Thank you so much. H is for heart. So whether that is first, middle, and or last name on the part of you and or this person connecting to pile number one. All right. Maybe you do love hearts. Maybe there is some significance to that in your jewelry style, aesthetic, and or tattoos. We've got Z. And when that particular card came out, I heard Zach, Zachary. Okay. Could be one of two names there. We've got F for Flutterfly. Maybe that's somebody's favorite pony. We've got I, ice cream, could be of some significance for someone here. We've got J and K come out, okay? Whether there's some significance to that of flying a kite with this person, or feeling like you could fly one, I'll say it that way. Those that know, right? And we've got L, library, and moon with M coming out here. Could be some significance to nighttime, all right? Maybe you guys worked and or studied late, okay, in your journey here. We've got the letter N. Okay, yeah, there's definitely some significance to nighttime, if I didn't say that already. We've got O for orange. All right, could be some significance to the fruit and or the color. P for pie, and again, can't say it enough, especially if you are understanding that you've got that apple pie down there kind of thing. Yeah, they missed that, okay, to be clear. And we've got, lastly but certainly not least, Y for yo-yo. Could be some significance, or this person could actually get your inner child all aflutter when things are going great and are a vibrational frequency match type of experience. And that's why it's so important to be understanding and aware of whether or not that is an experience that's intending and or attempting to play out. If and when that's not the experience, you have the right to shift that energy, that's for sure. You have the right to shut ish down, as it were. You have the right to block. You have the right to deny. Okay. And that's definitely no different even with this person. And I know many of you know that, because while we're talking about this, many of you had to raise the standard. You had to raise the boundaries. You had to break off even generational curses, some may say, right, in order to get to this. And you're wondering, will it all make sense eventually? Yes. Okay. There could be some significance to the following names: Jordan, Apple, whether Apple product or a name; Prince, whether the artist or a name, okay, or whether somebody is literally a prince, that's a thing, right? We've got Paris, whether a name or the place. And there's some significance again to a T name: Tyson, Tyler, Taja, Tashi, Taji, okay? We've got Lisa, we've got Felipe or Felipe, and Haley. Could be some significance to Christmas, okay, Christmas time. And we've also got the names Patty, as well as Sandra, as well as spider, okay? Maybe there's some significance to that of a spider, okay? But yeah, this person wants this new path, and they're looking at you as wish fulfillment, self sustained, okay? They definitely were in the past, like the card says, materialistic. They were self-indulgent, okay? This could have been a situation where you thought it was going to be more, and they were like, yeah, no, that was, I got what, like, what I came for. Would you, you know? And it's like, well, what do you mean? Like, what did I think? Like, what are you talking about, kind of thing, right? Just, again, not the highest vibrational type of energy in the beginning there, right? But you know, Spirit saying, I feel like I want to go to see what your guidance here is from the romance angels, just to, because it feels a little raw. But bump. Anyways, yeah, this person was acting as an unrequited lover. Um, it was definitely giving unrequited love situationship, whatever you had there with this person, pile number one. And you're being asked to forgive and learn. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. And this person definitely wants to come in and heal any issues, family and or otherwise, with you. And there could be some form of abundance that comes in for one or more of you, both of you, as well as a wedding. All right, you could actually know and have heard in other readings, even, this will resonate if you know, right? That your abundance is tied to this person, to this connection, and this situation is calling for you to, same as ever, trust and have faith. Okay, you're gonna have a heart-to-heart conversation with this person soon, and this could actually be because this person is your twin flame and has allowed for themselves to understand that and act accordingly. Okay, according to that soul contract. Just saying. All right. So that's what I have for you. Pound number one. Ooh, we made it. We made it. Okay. So the bell has rung again. Now, if you know how to play along nicely, right, and you're following the rules, I know how to read your cards. Okay. So I don't mind. And we can do that now because, again, the bell's rung. Here's the stitch though. If for whatever reason you're like, I don't know what to ask, I don't have a question, think about it because the bell will again ring. All right. We still have two other freaking piles and I want to run through these. Okay. So please and thank you. Have your question according to the live stream rules so we don't have to scream and shout about it. All right. Unless we're celebrating. That's different. Love and Light Eat Me. Okay. Let's see about AJ. Ooh. Oh no. So we've got the no card here. Eat me. Something about unruly. Five of Wands. So that's what I have. I don't know. I'm not getting any. I don't. Yeah, I'm not getting. I don't know. It's giving no. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get confirmation, and it's just kind of like it's not making sense at all. Like, I mean, I mean, Nine of Swords. I know what that means, but as far as like me getting any more specifics as to why, unless it was the D card that we originally saw, which I hope not, but I don't know. That's what I got. He was the hottest person you ever saw. I'm sorry, Eat Me, but remember, Eat Me, the stall. Wait, what are we talking about? Um, with the men in chaps. There's still hope, Eat Me. It's giving if you build it. No, let me stop. Could you imagine? It's like that movie quote, if you build it, they'll come. And like Eat Me's just building the whole like I'll come visit. But like, Eat Me, what you got in the stall? Like, look at this man over here in these chaps. Eat Me got in the stable. I keep saying stole. It's a stable. There we go. The other S word. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, now let's see here. Love and light, grace. Okay, let's see here. All right, let's see here. You have feelings for Suhas and feel you're a twin flame or something. Does he also feel the same? Okay, so does he also feel the same? I'll just say it that way so that it's according to the live stream rules. Shrushki Kakadi. All right, let's see here. So we've got a no. And thank you for your patience. Looks like with the world card energy, and I can't really show her because of live stream rules, that you should just close that cycle out. And you know, the hermit also talks about learning more aspects of your spiritual nature, your spiritual self, right? And if you're focusing on twin flames, that's definitely connecting back to spiritual, a lot of stuff spiritual, right? So the hermit energy does require of you often to continue to learn. All right, makes sense because you're here to learn and grow your soul anyways. And I know on the other side of you, building your patience and knowledge about things, you're going to come out on the other side with much more clarity, right? Because guess what? You got too much to do. You don't have time to get tripped up over somebody by chance being a special someone to you. Because here's the sitch. If you're choosing yourself in love and in light firstly, right? Then you're going to know that this person either is or is not giving to you and or giving to you in the way that someone would if they wholly loved you, because you could gauge it against the way you treat yourself, right? And you know what? Sharing is caring, and learning is very important here. And so I'm grateful that we got to talk tonight. All right. I'm honored to be able to read your cards. Okay. But I'm also here to deliver messages, and I'm not here to sugarcoat anything, right? As far as getting, um, I don't have time to actually like block my blessings regarding that. So I think like for me to actually get like mad, it would take like a lot more than that. However, I'm here, right, to give free messages to beautiful souls like yourself, right? And that requires patience. And I feel like if you're so quick to come on to, the channel and be so brave enough to just, I'm here, how about now kind of thing, maybe you're treating yourself like that. Maybe you're treating others like that. And so unless and until you kind of like balance things, why do I feel the need to demand to, how about now, instead of just taking in the message, we're here not just for everybody to watch you get your free reading. Makes sense, right? So maybe learn something like the card states, and that will definitely help. And you are definitely here to learn stuff anyways. So there's no detriment in learning. And I'm not pissed off at you in order to give you this message. And I'm grateful to be able to say that, because ain't nobody got time for that, right? So take the message with a grain of salt if you must, but that's the message, And I've done my part, and I'm grateful that you had the chance to come on, and hopefully you do stick around, because all of these messages on the channel, they got bits and pieces or whole chunks of it in there for you and everyone else in the collective, if you're truthfully part of this collective, which would mean that you are subscribed, right? Which would mean that you are working towards what we're here to do on the channel and not against it, right? And that the energy is good. That's all, right? And nobody has to get mad for anybody to comply to that. You just either are a vibrational match or you're not. And that's anyone under the sound of my voice that can make sense of that, right? How do you know until you know? I get that as well. But please, I'm not mad at anyone, and I don't have time to even be mad at anyone. Like, if y'all only knew, like, if y'all only freaking knew. Okay, so yeah. Please don't be offended, like I said, because that's really just going to, I don't want to word curse, so I'll just say delay the inevitable, which the inevitable should be for all of us here understanding, very much so, good stuff, great things, wishes fulfilled, manifestations completed. Just saying, okay? And this is why the channel exists. So anyone that understands that is part of the collective and would never question if I'm like mad at them, okay? Um, there's not any reason for me to be mad at anyone, okay? But there are times, much more than I'd like to admit, where I have to actually allow for us to be orderly and to be mindful to be orderly, because soon there are going to be a lot more of us going, I have a question, all right, and I can't play favorites. So, all right, I would love to come on and be like, okay, Brenda never really gets it, even though I know she's been here for days. There's many people I have these conversations with. I wish I didn't have to on a personal note, because it takes me out of what I'm here to do. And I don't like that part, okay? Because I want to deliver the messages, because I do love my collective, each and every one of you. Whether you can wrap your head around that and understand it and feel that or not, that is my truth. I very much love each and every one of my collective members. However, I'm also mindful every freaking day of the week. I'm not for everyone. I can't change that. I'm not here to. It's okay. All right? That's all I'm saying. And I'm not mad. I'm neurospicy, not mad. I'm very clear in communication, not mad. Right? Only love and light. I won't want the karma for being mad, right? Just saying, you guys. So you should definitely move on. That's what we said. Close out the cycle with the world card energy, right? With the hermit card, you do you, but go deep, okay, with doing you. So deep that you can't look outside of yourself for anyone to figure out if they were loving you or not, because you don't care, because you're loving you to the point where you would easily identify, oh, I see love. She's loving me. Yeah, we're talking about some hard subject matters, right? We're talking about closing out some cycles we didn't necessarily expect we should, right? And I get it. With the Six of Pentacles on the bottom, this could be a high level soulmate. It doesn't have to be your twin flame, to be clear. And maybe that is the clarity you need. And guess what, you guys? Don't over glorify the soulmate situationship, because this person being your soulmate, could have been, in all reality, could have been your mother or your father in a previous life. How about that? Oh, is it still sexy and hot now? No, it's not. Right? It's just a soulmate. Could have been your mailman. Could have been the librarian. Get it now? You don't have to allow for it to have some sort of like abnormal pull upon your heartstrings. It's best to clear and cleanse, okay? Cut the cords and move accordingly, the way that you would always have wanted someone to have protected you from other harm, other liars, right? Other precarious positions and, other things behind closed doors that didn't necessarily have to happen. You're in charge now, so you get to say, now that I know this person is not giving to me the way that I know I deserve, and I know how I deserve to be given to, because I give to me, right? Unless until you get to that part, you can't really see with clarity as fast. And that's why we talk about these things, not because you're a bad person, not because I'm mad, right? But because on the other side of clarity, you really get it and you start really honing in on what it. And at that point, all right, the love of your life is going to come. You can't run away from them anyways. Like, they're coming. All right. So just get into the work, get in that hermit energy and learn. All right. And keep growing your soul. That's what you're here to do anyways. So there's no problem. All right. Much love and light. All right. Now let's see here. So we're going to move love and light, Lindsay Mabry. All right. Exactly. Yes. I love your sentiment, babe. All right, we're going to get into this next pile. All right. Please, if I skipped over you, definitely not intentional. I'm definitely not hating you. I'm definitely not mad at you. Okay. Sometimes these live streams, we kind of deal with, this, that, and the third, and then we don't necessarily know we're going to have to get into it. And I still have to get through the piles, you guys. I'm here to deliver the messages for you, and I've got to be obedient to that. But fault me not. I don't want to do a 5 hour live stream tonight, you guys. Okay, so I'm just trying to streamline it. I'm not mad. We're just going with the gusto. Okay, so pile number 2. If you know this person, all right, I have to say it that way because what if you don't, right? No, I'm getting you very much know and love this person. To be clear, you could be pregnant right now. This person could be ushering in the bambina, right? As a guide, as it were. Makes sense because they're already yours. It's giving, okay? Um, this could be something that you don't yet know. I'm hearing to say. So, if you have been, doing what makes sense to do in order to figure out, okay, could you be pregnant? Like, because first of all, there's that. Um, and if you have been thinking like, man, I don't know, like something, just a little late or something, take a test, okay? This could be in the weeks to come, I'm also hearing to say. Now, this person could have been known to wear braids, or maybe they were a braider, I'm hearing to say. This person could have, whether guy or what have you, some form of like skin condition, whether it's like, I don't know, I'm not trying to say, I'm trying to say eczema, psoriasis came through though. So take what resonates there. This person could be uh, African American, could be white American, could be an Asian person and or Asian American. All right, this person could be, and it makes sense. Okay, don't fault me. First of all, the card came out that you could be that this person could be younger than you, right? And then ultimately the other card came out of the deck that says this person could be older than you. So take what the hell resonates there, right? Could be some significance to green eyes. This person you could have known. um this is something because my nose is doing that thing. Oh my god. um this person you could have known to have unhealthy unhealthy habits. They could have been not so not so well balanced with their gait or their walk as well. I'm hearing to say could have had a sharp face. Okay, so like angular features, or they could have done their makeup, kind of like just it's like there's the red lip, there's the pale face kind of thing. Okay, and that could be also something cultural too. So I'm not coming for anyone. Don't come for me. Okay. Um, and this person could be tall if I didn't say so already. There could be some significance to one or more of you or both of you being in the LGBTQ plus community. Doesn't have to be the case. There could be some significance to the artist Bowie and or his music. There could be some significance to that of the rainbow and or freckles. This person could have had coarse and or curly hair. And again, with this cultural thing, there could have been some like facial markings or like some aesthetic that it's like whether it's tribal, how you would say, or religious, or you know I guess religious. Okay, I'll leave it there. Somebody here could have been or are perhaps plus size. Okay, whether guy, girl, what have you. All right, they could wear black a lot. My goodness, you could be seeing blurs out of the sides of your what do you call it? Oh my god, peripheral, blah 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 blah, peripheral vision. You could be, and this person, it's them. Unless you're like fearing in the sense of like this feels really bad, I'm getting sick, I'm getting headaches, kind of thing. Then um, that's not them. I'm sure they're protecting you from whatever that is. Just to be clear, I'm not getting any like mal energy or bad energy. That's not anything less than protective of you, okay? Not anything you should need to protect yourself against. There could be, especially if this person you do know to be younger than you, significance to somebody having a baby face, regardless of their age, and or this could be you, collective member for pile number 2. All right. Um one or more of you like to do the fun colors of hair dye, perhaps, and or have light skin. Doesn't have to be the case. There could be some significance to having a scar, whether about the face or in general, on the skin, as well as brown eyes or blue eyes came out, as well as piercings. Okay, whether on the part of this person and or yourself here, there could be some significance to Mexican descent as well. Doesn't have to be the case. Okay, but there's heavy culture vibes coming through there. um Hold on one second. So, I do have a message from these people. I have to say it that way, not to be like rude or anything, but it is a general collective. This is pile number 2 for tonight's session, to be clear. There are handfuls of people, as far as energy, right, attached to this, not necessarily meat suits, because again, these people are on the other side of the veil, all right? I say that because just the same, this could feel like a full-on message from like one person that you've ever known and loved. I get that too. It's energy. Energy's fluid, and from one to the next, okay, you could experience the same energy a little bit differently. Okay, long story short. So that's me just trying to explain the inexplicable. I'm not trying to like dumb it down or like dim the awe perhaps that could be felt, or the love, quite frankly, that should be felt through the message, all right, to be clear. But I don't like any kind of energy of confusion, and so we're not rocking with that. Okay, so pound number 2, or anybody, just to be clear, all right? Much love and light, you guys. All right, so this person, these people want you to know, and I almost kind of, you guys forgive me, I almost kind of want to read the cards, and there are many, right? Even though there are many individuals, okay, let me just get it out. It just kind of wants to come through the channeling that way, and I'll try to do my best to clear up any confusion that definitely should not be there on the back end. All right. Um, so this person basically wants to say, I was uncomfortable showing emotion. This person could have stuttered too. This could be like synchronicity beyond just that of all of the fucking retrogrades, okay, that could actually align into one freaking cycle. But anyways, I was uncomfortable showing emotion, but I see things differently now, and I am helping you now. I'm with you all the time. I see all that you do for others. I realize how much I hurt you, but I support your path. And please know, happiness is not a betrayal of me. I am so proud of you. And you will get through this, whatever that this is, collective, okay? I will show you some signs and synchronicities. All right. Many of you, these people are currently going in current energies right now through their life review. All right. You may want to look up that terminology, life review, okay, just to better understand that if need be. And this person saying, I left a piece of me in you, right? So there is no actual severability. Like we often talk about like energy not dying, right? It's like meat suits can die off, right? But the energy, the spirit, the essence, the centos, as it were, right? Maybe there's that culture coming through. Okay, definitely no severability there. And again, they're intending to be, maybe not around the clock at this point, depending on who I'm reading for, because of the life review situation. Okay, in education, I'm hearing to say, it may not be like a round the clock situation. Okay, in the literal sense, but they very much are, like attached to you, not in a scary way, but like in a very sentimental way, that allows for them to make arrangements, and or to step into the shoes of being that of your guide, whether a 24/7 thing or not, which what is time anyways, right? But this person, these people want to know, do you feel my touch? Do you feel my presence? Do you feel the energy shift? Okay. When they are, either ushering into your grace or not. Okay. And, the message, I know this isn't fair, came through. Okay. And some of you, this is because, the time that you guys did have, right? This person spent projecting their unhappiness onto you and anyone else around, right? Hurt people. And so they do want to not only apologize, but make up for that. Could also be karmically understood that they are to be your guide, even though they are in current life review energies as well. Okay. They're saying, please don't blame yourself. They want to know, are you feeling my presence? Do you even want me around? They want to know. They're saying I should have said what I didn't say, right? So a lot more I love yous comes to mind, right? Like, it's like, how about that? Well, hurt people hurt people. When people weren't taught what love is, they don't necessarily know how to usher that into the situation, the subject matter, the conversation, okay, the room, the heart space. And they're saying, I'm learning this from you. Basically, karma, can work that way too. Isn't that interesting and neat, right? They're saying, I hope you can forgive me. Some of you, they want, they didn't expect to leave, right? And this could be, not to bring, yeah, chills on this, not to bring anybody down, right? This could be something that, like, they're still working through, okay? Obviously, you can very much have, feelings, on the other side of the veil, right? So obviously there's feelings there. More often good than not good, right? But this person, might be really still getting aspects of closure just through even the way that you continue on, the way that you forgive, the way that you grow, the way that you, learn that patience kind of thing, right? The way that you take the bull by the horns, right? But also in a loving sense and not just in an aggressive, over masculinated sense, whether you're a guy, girl, what have you, to be clear, because we both have masculine as well as feminine energies, which have nothing to do with genitalia, so serious, right? But this person is in current energies, even living and learning through you, okay? Now, this could also be connecting back to karma. It's like, you didn't know you were, oh, so you acted like, so you told them they weren't the one. Now they're the one. They're the chosen one of the lineage. They're the generational curse breaker. And so you're going to watch and you're going to help them in every freaking way that you didn't help them when you had the chance to, when you were on the earth to do so, right? I'm just saying stranger things can, have happened. Maybe there's some significance to that show as well. This person, these people are saying, yes, I do hear you. Yes, I did hear you. I heard you. Okay. So whatever and whatever that's about, please understand and take the confirmation, all right? That you don't need their validation, but they're offering, and it could be karmically just the same confirmation, all right? And they regret their poor choices, all right? Like, okay, so you all had time together, you all were on vacation, you emailed back and forth, and still those were the words chosen, still they never said anything back, still they left you on red, like whatever, whatever, right? They're saying, some of you, I didn't know how to comfort you. Again, because hurt people, right? Not that it's an excuse, it's more of like an identification. It's like, oh yeah, because how would you give something so freely that's just the same, so foreign? I mean, and when you're talking about love, think about it. You'd like to receive it from someone confidently, right? How could they? How could they be confident in even understanding whether or not they fully identified what love was? How could some of them have even clearly understood that they were looking to understand better what love was? Okay, so right? But you are the truth. You are the light in the way it's giving, right? Generational curse breaker, you, all right? You know that there's been patterns that you've seen throughout your yesteryears, throughout your lineage, that family tree dynamic, even, right? In the mental space, in the heart space, okay? The actions, the reactions, okay? And you are very much impressive. I almost want to say young lady. Maybe somebody talks like that. Young lady. You're very impressive, right? It's giving you should own up to that for you. Don't look to these people, this person, or places or things to give that to you when you've got you. You've already done more than anyone else you could look to try to even give you praise. You've done more. How could they? How could they properly? And aren't you the number one candidate here, honey bun? Anyone resonating with this, pile number two, right? To be your cheerleader. I mean, you've known what you've not given up over. You've known how many times you wanted to. You've known how many tears you cried. How many ugly cries you cried on top of one over the other before you even got out of bed. Before you can even get back into it. Okay? So please don't look like you don't know now. Right? Could be some significance to 6-6. I mean, you are doing the damn thing. You are a baddie, whether guy, girl, what have you, right? And these people are saying, listen, I am sorry for every criticism I've ever made against you, whether to your face or not. I am sorry that I was ever in that broken state, that I allowed myself to even enter into, create that mindset and project it towards you. All right, absolutely offensive. And they understand that now. Again, life review, energy, and karma comes to mind, right? But they're saying, and this is the truth, I love you. This is not a lip service statement. All right. And this is maybe not as grandiose of, it's like, maybe you'd like to hear violins playing in the background and all that. This is just giving, this is the truth. It's not really the glitz and glam of it. It just is. Okay. And again, this is going back to the fact that even now, I mean, how could they, beyond the truth as they now know it, give you this I love you? Think about it. They're learning in the wings actively, even as you receive this message, even as you receive this message and you forgive, even as you receive this message and you cleanse through tears, even as you receive this message and you understand it to be the confirmation it very much is for you. Okay. Now, there's one particular angel number that I connected with during your session, and that was one 1010 number. Okay, so that could be something that you're seeing on the clock often, could be something that you're seeing, just even through this message, right? I mean, synchronicities, gosh, they come all kinds of ways and take all kinds of shapes and forms, just saying. And referable to that angelic code, look up those angel numbers, would ya? They really help round out the messages, you guys. But tonight, okay, because you've been so faith-filled, because you are that active generational curse breaker, you generational pattern breaker, I like even more, right? We're not able to be cursed unless we succumb to the understanding, aka give the actual permission to be, kind of thing. So there's that. Ain't no cursing over here, right? We've got 1010 indicating faith. Now listen up to this. I tried to find another angel number deck, right? Long story short, could not find it. I immediately found the deck that we're going to actually like take a look at together here, right? But I just wanted to talk about it. I had to search and search and search for this particular number out of the deck. Okay, over and over again, right? And you know what? I don't mind, because long story short, I got a message in there for me about another number that I had been seeing and just wanted more clarity on. So I was like, thank you. So in that, okay, I felt seen and heard. So again, thank you for being part of this, because it doesn't really work so well without you guys. If I'm not in alignment to receive messages for you, perhaps I might have missed one for myself. Think about it, right? Stranger things have happened. So please don't get it twisted. I very much enjoy reading your cards. I very much am here to do just that. But also, please don't get it twisted. These messages are very much just for you anyhow, right? Even though it's not your free yes, no. So there's that. And 1010, okay, is coming in at you. And of all the decks, this particular one says, support is always there for you from your loved ones and from the very universe itself. When you feel overwhelmed or mired in negativity, this number may make its way to you. Let this gentle reminder sink in. You have the tools you need to see it through. You will get through this, okay? Whatever you're facing. Your comfort zone will always be there when you need it, but you should step outside it more often. Growth requires movement and bravery. Remember, you are safe and you are supported. All right. You only need to make the choice to understand that, to align with the very aspects and tangibility of just that. The fact that you are supported. Love and light, Kazay. Just saying. All right. So confirmation upon confirmation. All right. Now you may start seeing 1010 if you haven't yet. All right. Connects. Okay. They're wondering whom all ever I just read for and, spoke about on behalf of, etc. Right. Unless you're of a mindset, and I really just like, I couldn't find it in the energy, to be clear, that, you don't want to engage with this person, these people, these loved ones that very much do love you, even though maybe not, with the song and a dance, maybe nobody's jumping out of a cake, there's no, cannonball being not or like confetti being shot across the room, right? Just saying. Okay. um they want to know, do you want me around though? Like they want to work with you. Maybe they didn't in moon cycles past. I get that. But that's the message, okay, for pile number 2. We got one more pile, you guys, but let me just check to see where we're at on the questions in the box here. Let's see. All right, so you guys, be sure that you are subscribed here, please and thank you. And be sure that you have hit the like on the video, please and thank you. All right, because that is part of the live stream rules as well. Okay, so thank you for following the live stream rules. You guys, when you follow along the rules, okay, you're helping other people that have yet to find the channel so that they can get the assistance, the guidance, the clarity, all right, and the tarot message that they're looking for just the same, okay? If you are part of this collective, I know you have a heart and mind to do just that. So I'm going to say again, thank you for those that truthfully are a part of this, okay? We're doing this together. It's not me on a soapbox. I don't even have a freaking microphone, all right? I'm so serious. However, I do take very seriously what we together do here through this channel. And so, of course, that's why we've got to have the order. And you know what, you guys? Sometimes I just really hope that you guys really are getting the messages beyond your freebie quick yes no, because I'm here to do so much more than just a quick yes no. All right, I get it if you can't book a reading, right? But if you know you can't book a reading to get your own specific guidance on all aspects of Jeremy or Terry or Barry or Susan or Sally or Karen, right? Pay attention to the messages as they're coming through. All right. Often I'm saying we're talking about this. I open up the channel, we get a whole host of other things, and that's for you. It's not really just for me. I can't say I never get anything out of it. But to be clear, right? Thank you for appreciating the messages beyond your free yes no. Thank you for following the live stream rules so that you can help others follow along, grow their souls as well as gain their clarity to empower themselves, which goes back to us anyways, because collectively we're all connected and collectively we rise. Okay? That's the goal. That's the mindset. That's the lifestyle. Okay? And that is why we have the live stream rules. Long story short. Okay. Thank you, Fiona. I really appreciate your feedback on the messages. Every one of you, I really appreciate you all. Okay. And please don't ever think that I don't. Um, I don't get on here nearly enough according to my own liking currently, right? But this too shall pass. And the more you guys assist me with getting the messages out, the more you tell a friend, the more you share the video, the more you actively hit the like and actively engage with the messages, okay? The more you're helping to do all just that. I don't even need your money. How about that? However, I do need your time and attention. Otherwise, why do you have mine? Right? Like that's just, and that there's no, like, take notes if you're not already of that mindset, take notes. Okay? Because there's nothing toxic with that mindset. It's been the other mindsets we've ever had. And you can think back and you can think back again from one version to the next that you've climbed out of as to how that mindset was the toxic one, the people pleaser one, the I'll bend over backwards one, the one where you can't be you anymore. You're just too busy serving. We're not here for that just the same. We're divine royalty, right? And we are a vibrational energetic match, or we're not. And you can tell if you are a match or if somebody is a match with you by whether or not they are simply taking from you or there's some sort of give and take. And even in that give and take, there is not an, how we talk about unrequited situation, okay? Whether we're talking in love or not, okay? Because anytime you allow for a level of measure of imbalance, that's outside of the realm of balance, right? Outside of the ping and the pong, the give and the take, the up and the down, right? Outside of the balance, okay, then it's going to be uh, in a toxic state. There's no if and or but about it. I'm so serious, and so this is why, also, I am so vocal about my boundaries about things, because we all ought to be, in the sense of when it is necessary. And we shouldn't be apologetic about it, because we don't have to be when we're not wrong, when we're in balance. We shouldn't have to be apologetic about having boundaries when everyone in existence should have them. And yet, not everyone is a mindset of that currently, especially in this dispensation where you've got timelines lopping off, and a severing from the wheat from the tare, quite literally, okay, but quite spiritually as well, okay. Just saying. So you might find, my favorite family member. Gosh, we went through all of this, that, and the third. We had the same family, we had the same traumas. All of a sudden, you're just like, I'm healing, and I wish the same for you too. And they can't go where you're going because they are not doing the work. They're choosing not to, and you've already made your choice, and that's how you found the channel, right? So please don't attach shame and stigma to your own boundaries, just the same as someone else having a boundary, right? Even though it may trigger you to kind of question your own, you got to find out. Should I question my own? Maybe you should. Maybe you shouldn't. On the other side of you just checking in, right? All the more power to you. So where's the problem? You see what I mean? All right. Hopefully that's really firing somebody up to be like, yeah, me too. Like, I got my boundary too. Like, and it's not born out of bitterness or resentment or fear or brokenness, right? Like some of those other hurt people out there hurting people. All right. Gone are those days, right? I didn't say you won't trigger anybody. I said you wouldn't really be out there hurting them, right? Some people get themselves hurt. Some people hurt themselves on the other side of that trigger. Well, yeah, free will. Okay, let's see here. Mabry. Ooh, incoming, which is already a yes. To be clear, there's a yes at the bottom. Transition, change. So that means with the Eight of Wands card, right, talking about travel, transition, change, as well as communication, you should at least start putting out your applications, and or if you've been putting out other applications, incoming message about that. Okay, incoming communication. Long story short, for your action, there will be a positive reaction. So it is what you make of it. It looks like you stand to make more money at the next position as well. But that's also speaking of that divine breakthrough assistant type of energy with that ace, connecting to your pentacles, abundance. Just saying. So congratulations on the new job. How about that? Love and Light Lindsay. Okay. So Love and Light Kazay, if I didn't say that already, yes, you can have a free reading. If you can, find the description box below, which Fiona, I do believe we have a link. And you can check out the live stream rules so that when I ring the bell, and it'll happen, I promise. Thank you for your patience. When I ring the bell next, you're going to go first, okay? And I got you. But please don't ask me questions unless you know the live stream rules, okay? Because otherwise we're going to have a whole other talk, and it's not, we could have so many other, like, better conversations on here, just saying, all right? Like, for instance, pile number 3. Now, I would like to make this more positive than what it is. It's not a doom and gloom message, right? But we're talking about who's in your energy and why, and who's in your energy is a hater, okay? Drinking haterade during the day, and Hennessy at night, it's giving, right? To be clear. So, somebody, okay, has been in a situation where This could be, wait, hold on one second. One, two, three, four. This could be up to five other people, four or five other people involved in this situationship. We're not talking love from what I can see. However, we are talking, it's giving like friend community coven vibes, right? Love and light, Namira. Thank you for your subscription. Welcome. Um, and it's this could be also like classmates. I'm hearing to say as well. It doesn't have to be like bippity boppity. To be clear, this is one of my like witchier deck. I think it's called the Cozy Witch Tarot deck that I'm looking at. So there will be a lot of like witchy references. That's why. Okay, so take what resonates here, but somebody has been indecisive on whether or not to cut somebody off. Okay, love and light, Freaky J, love and light, babe. Oh my gosh, my nose is like, I want to like get the cheese grater and just, ugh. Okay, so I'm looking at the Five of Swords, and it says, a good coven lets every witch have a say, right? But what's current energy right now is you feeling like not really much is going your way. Okay, you definitely want change, and it's connecting back to this community situation. Gosh, this could be actually like something like into that show Community, right? Like it could be like college. Um, but there's definitely like three to five other people connected to this grouping. They seem to be mostly female or female energies. Okay, take what that what it may mean. And there's a decision that you're being asked to make as to whether or not you're going to actually you know what this kind of gives? This is like there's like a group of friends, and then like two of the friends have like a falling out, and then there's like a question as to like whether or not like the rest of the friends will actually still be friends with the like like the other, like it's like, okay, maybe the other large majority of the grouping um has been connected to like the other person in this who's being quite catty, by the way. um and so maybe collective member feels like, oh man, there's no way, ow, feels like there's no way that like they're gonna like continue to accept me because like I didn't come first to the group, kind of thing. But for those that don't resonate with it being like a solid group here, this is definitely like frenemy vibes, right? Like it's like somebody that's like, yeah, no, like I know you, and like I consider you a friend, right? We're friends, we're sisters, kind of thing. Although I'm not getting like it's actually like family stuff. It's like community stuff, if that makes more sense to say. Um, and it's like you're of a mindset of like basically, can't we all just get along, right? But at the same time, I feel like this isn't your first rodeo at this. You could be somebody that's like quite smart, quite talented, quite beautiful. I do see aspects of like your aesthetic like being daunting towards this person. This is kind of giving like almost like single white female vibes too, where it's like, you know, it's like, like I can just hear this person like thinking thoughts or like talking, almost talking to themselves, like, oh, like let's say your name's Patricia. It's like, oh, Patricia's so perfect. Like, oh, of course, Patricia came to the party in that party dress, and it's like, damn, calm down, Catty Connie, right? But and again, like this card states with the Ten of Swords, hurt people, and hurt witches. So this person, maybe it has nothing to do with like bippity boppity or like witchy woo woo vibes. Like it has everything to do with this person being a straight up witch with a B, like a capital B in there. Probably called Karen, at least in the middle name section of the. But anyways, because I do see evidence of that. There could be some significance to red hair. This person could have like a streak about them too. Not coming for any gingers out there, just saying, okay. If you're Irish, no, let me stop. But anyways, this person just, it's like you're too smart, you're too fast, you're too, you know alluring, you're too star quality to how they say like what main person character vibes, right? And you just existing at this point seems to just put them into some sort of crawl space that they just want to like ignite on fire with like oil rags or something. Like there is some significance to fire. This person could be lighting candles, chanting your name even, okay? And your divine guidance team, of course, inclusive of source, God, perhaps goddess, as it were, right, is definitely asking for you to kind of like write yourself into a whole new chapter and walk the fuck away from this, okay? Um, However, this almost feels unfair, right? Because all I'm talking about is some form or measure of offense and or injustice, from what I can see and feel coming off of the energies here, right? As I look down at the freaking justice card, it could be some significance to this aesthetic, whether one or more of you. Doesn't have to be the case, you guys. There I go with the sniffles again. Yikes. Um, but there's some like lesson in this for you because in this card coming out, it's like, are your actions actually as selfless as you think they are? And this witch here, as it were, is attempting to really kind of question, oh, should I kill the spider? And therein is your decision, or dare I say, indecision. And it's giving, as long as when you sever ties, you do so outside of the realm of bitterness, of fear, of anger, right? Because unless and until you can actually action this out from a cool, calm, and collected space, head space, heart space, right? That's what's really going to end the cycle. There is a lesson in this for you, okay? This could be for some a lesson about speaking up, speaking for themselves, right? Maybe for a change. For others, it could be about, uh, you know, really uh, teaching yourself that it is okay to integrate with um, your experiences that you've come here to experience, because again, there is a lesson in this for you, all right? So I don't want it to be confusing, like, oh, it's well and good to like go around people that can't stand you and that can't tolerate you for funsies. No, I'm not saying that. If and when you should find yourself in those environments, still take notes, because there is a lesson. Because what I'm seeing is someone who has learned over time, oh well, I'm no longer celebrated and or tolerated here. I'm going to immediately shut down. I'm going to immediately, you know um like kind of, go stealth mode and end it, right? And cut off. Like, cut off game is strong, but it's like, what you don't want to do is get yourself like twisted up thinking that your cutoff game is strong when really you've just been delaying the inevitable. And you need to make that decision, and you need to have that conversation, and you need to close out the cycle, and you need to raise the standard, and you need to actually speak out about your boundaries, cool, calm, and collectedly, so that you are in right and proper standing to close out the cycle energetically. It's all well and good to stop the talking, to stop the text, right? But energetically, when you cut off, okay, that there's a level of finality to that you don't get by brooding silently behind closed doors. Okay, that's for somebody. All right. Justice is here though, so very much for everybody, for all of you. Take it, okay? Act like it. Stick to your truth, and everything will turn out just fine, is what this card says. So some of you just really need to, honor the lesson for what it is. Like, okay, now's the time that I speak my truth. Now's the time that like I have a boundary. Maybe some of you haven't had one of those in a while or ever. Okay, it's okay to have that. It's not bad, and it's not hate. you know and you could be seeing the numbers zero recently, or will, doesn't have to be the case. But this card comes with that energy, which really talks about source energy. It also talks about, really going back to, of course we're here to learn and grow our souls, because that information we take back as we do reflects back onto source energy. Okay, it's part of why we exist here. It's part of why we're learning here. It's part of the experience, right? So take a chance and know that, you know, each day, each morning, whether it's in the nighttime or not, just saying, okay, um, ushers in the potentiality, the possibility, and dare I say the permission, for you to, you know, do what benefits you in the sense of, again, learning the lesson, honoring for what it is, taking notes, overcoming, okay, and, you know, turning over that new leaf. I'm hearing to say could be some significance to the fall time or the summer. With the sun card energy coming out here, it says give yourself permission to experience joy. Exactly. Seriously, right? And there is beauty to be found in every experience, okay, with this Empress energy. And somebody here, um, you know, that Empress energy is obviously giving pregnancy energy. So maybe you recently have or will recently have a small child, a healthy child. Congratulations if that's you, of course. But you're coming out as the star, just being asked to have faith and know that healing is in the forecast, whether this is simply and solely on your end or beyond, right? You know, some people, you can assist them by leading, uh, you know, by example, okay, on your path, okay, you're going to assist them all the more faster than trying to push them on their own, right? No pun intended with this chariot energy. Could be some significance to bike riding here. Doesn't have to be the case. We've lastly got the Hierophant here with the number 5, and all we need is one of those in angelic code to understand that there's, you know, major change up ahead, right? There's something about tradition coming here, okay? Obviously connecting to the Hierophant, you know, that patriarchy. Ugh, all right. But, you know, just because tradition is and or is expected of you, right? Just because tradition exists doesn't necessarily mean it has to be your everything, that it has to be something that trumps your intuition, your level of understanding of what actual reality is, right? Because again, depending on who you're talking to, just from one day to the next, just from one room in your house to the next, my goodness, okay? You can be talking a different timeline, a different mindset, a different heart condition, right? And so, really, you know, you've got to understand that as long as you have you, and as far as earned, all right, you having you is more than enough because you connect back to source, life force energy, divinity. And where there is that kind of energy, there's more than enough. Even if there's nobody for miles, even if there's, you know, no way to just, you know, walk up and reach out and touch someone, you know, in your everyday or even in your summertime, right? Whether we're talking seasons or just in general, right? That you are and you've got access to more than enough always, not even just sometimes, okay? And that is very much a real fact, okay? And maybe it's not as enticing of a fact as being able to say, yeah, my man's waiting, you know, at home for me right now. I'm on my way to him, or vice versa, or you know, your lady, or whatever you got going on there, okay? I get it. However, what we've just said about your connecting back to basically divinity, life force, source, God, goddess energy, as it were, trumps anything that you may see, hear, or experience here. So now where's the problem? I'm so serious, you guys, all right? And I know I said a lot, but sleep to these messages, scroll them back, all right? Get what you came here for. Otherwise, what are we doing, right? Make it make sense, okay? I'm so glad to hear you're healing too, Namira. Okay, but getting back to this person, I'm hearing the name April could be of some significance, but it also could be connecting to the month, all right? There's some excuse me, there's some hidden secrets, okay? Maybe there's some significance to Siri, all right? Maybe you overheard Siri being prompted to do something and it was like intrusive or against you somehow or about you somehow. All right, this person has hidden secrets. There could be some significance to dream messages that you will receive or have received regarding this, okay? You and this person could connect back to Lemuria, all right? And or um, you could have, again, the I don't want to say the word too many times, trauma, bond may be a thing because one or more of you are understood to have some, karmic family members. All right. You could be a tarot reader and or have ancient Egyptian ancestors and have been experiencing psychic attacks on the strength of this frenemy, okay? But your spiritual guidance team came out and said, but bam, don't you dare worry, we got this on lock, all right? Karma, 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 all right? Here's the sitch. You will know if this, you know what, give me 1 second, hold on 1 second. All right. So sorry, I had to blow my nose, you guys. My bad. I didn't want to do it on the live stream. But anyways, okay. So you will know if I'm talking about the person on your mind, if they would have any kind of like um mentality like what I'm about to out them for. All right. Just to be like not petty, but like specific. So we're not like confused here. Okay. Pile number three. This person would rather play the victim than get their ish together. They don't like the way that you challenge them to become a better version of themselves. Their beliefs and or lack of faith hold them back. Okay. And there's a side note of, spirit, your spiritual guidance team. Okay. They're all over this. They're not going to allow for this person to stagnate you and or your growth. Okay. So don't you dare worry. Pile number three. This person could be hiding excuse me, they could be hiding certain bad habits about themselves because they knew, or excuse me, I said they knew, damn, they already knew, but they know deep down, however deep down they gotta dig here, okay, because I don't know how deep we talking about, but because I do see evidence of lies and all of that jazz, okay, but they know that you wouldn't stand or approve of whatever these bad habits are. Okay. Some of you, it could be, the normal go-tos, substances comes to mind, right? But really, I'm just getting, it's like these mentality habits, mental health type of spiritual health, even, right? Maybe this person just isn't as pure of heart, or maybe this person just isn't as like cleanly, or a whole host of things this could be, right? Bad habits, okay? And in current energies, this person's noticing that you're not super duper focused, or they're feeling like you're not focused on them, whatever the them was supposed to be. Okay. It's interesting because we started talking about a community. So this person feels left out, but this person really high key is giving narcissistic type tendencies. Whether they're a full on narcissist or not, there's such a thing as tendencies, you guys, right? And that's really what we're talking about. The situation is, you're giving chosen one energy. Of course, you're going to be an ego killer. This person has some sort of ego about them. Okay. They don't want to address the fact that, it's off kilter, out of balance. They don't want to do the work. They want to be the victim. And they don't feel so good enough standing next to you. And it's like, how is any of that your problem? Like, you're not even, it's one thing if you're there pushing them, hey, be me, be me, be me, be me now, be me now, be me now, be me, right? I'm not getting any of that from you. You're over here like, what the fuck? Like, I exist. Like, what do you, like, I don't even know why any of us should be fighting. I don't want any of us to be fighting. Can't we all again, it's giving, can't we all just get along? There could be some significance to you know, Rodney King, or California. It just keeps coming through. Like, I just keep hearing that person saying, you know, can't we all just get along? um but this person, you know, they're a hater. They've got trust issues. They're jealous. And quite frankly, you know, the divine, it's almost like this person's spirit team is even in the mix on this one, because they're saying they've let these issues get in the way of every single connection that they've had, whether friend, foe, mother, like, you know, just all of that, right? And this person, you know, you would know, pile number three, manipulated you, hindsight's 2020, right? Into believing that you're the problem. Whole time they know it's them. Whole time they know you're a good person. It's just hurt people hurt people. Okay. And they deep down don't feel worthy of, like, it's like in their mind, right? Like, they're showing up to this community gathering, right? Like, let's say it is a schoolroom or it is a dinner, who cares where, right? And in their mind, they're looking at it as like some sort of like mini Game of Thrones for you, and you're just showing up intending that you all get along and that all is well. And this person can't handle that. They couldn't. It's given that jealous monsters, bug eyes, they gotta bug out. They gotta, because they're too much to look at, even spiritually. And you guys, this life is far more spiritual than you may realize. So people are looking at you. They think that your eyes are pretty. I'm sure. I'm sure they think about, you know, what it's like to feel those lips you got going on. But the whole time, I need you to know they're really picking up on just the same your aura, energetic field, your presence, which is very much a gift. Okay, it's given main person character energy anyway, so to be clear. But some of you guys, some of the secrets is that they were secretly hoping that you would kind of focus on them and not anything else you got going. You know, whole time they weren't making plans to be part of what all else you got going, and maybe that's where this kind of angst came in with the community. The rest of the community were okay with going, or making a compromise, or making time, or they were okay with celebrating your wins, and this person just couldn't. They couldn't handle it, and they wanted to distract you, so that, you know, in their Game of Thrones, you don't surpass them. You don't win. Whole time you're not signed up for the fucking contest, and you had no idea, many or not, that there was a Game of Thrones that was part and parcel of this community experience. It shouldn't have been. I feel like the other, you know, people in the group aren't necessarily thinking that that's the case as well. But yet, you know, this person has access to these people. Um, and this person, you know, basically is of a mindset like, okay, well, before you kind of like end things with me, oh, before I get found out, like, you've got to go. I've got to go ghost kind of thing, right? The truth is, you know, they're being outed, you know, as a liar. I feel like these other people are, you know, I don't know if these other people fear this particular, I don't know, I think it's just really like they kind of see it for what it is, and whether they want to be super vocal about that to this person, you know, or not, I don't know. I think it's too much of a mixed bag, and I feel like if you'd like to know more, and that, you know, is like a need for you, book a session. Okay, I'm doing my best with all of the energies and all of the cards we got going on tonight, you guys, so hopefully it's clear. But this person really could be a little bit, I don't want to call names, okay? Hold on, let's see. Long story short, this person's incapable of reciprocity, okay? They're incapable of handling your light. You know what that means, right? Your light irritates demons, yeah, and it irritates the crap out of this person's ego, which is very much not inside of balance, so makes sense, okay? Um, And I get that you like really always were supportive of this person and were always of the mindset of like including this person. So like on your side of things, you weren't like making some sort of smear campaign like everybody but Betty. Jane's not invited to the party this time, right? Like it's not anything serious like that. But this person just, they're not able to, aside from give you reciprocity, see in themselves what, maybe you've freely seen. Whether you had rose colored glasses on or not, or whether you just understand that for any one of us to overcome a whole host of issues, experiences, traumas, okay, and the like, right? And they need to be in charge of themselves to see that for them. You can't really get them there beyond living and leading by example. And again, that pisses them off. So you gotta leave people like that alone, in love and in light, of course, right? And this person really feels like your beauty outshines them. And you may not even be like the most beautiful, like outside aesthetic person, but again, I needed you to know it's your energy that is just. And people, they can pay for the aesthetic, they can't buy that energy. Are you kidding me? Energy like never lies, right? So you can't buy it. Make sense? Duh. Right? But this person in current energies wants you to know whether they will ever say this with their actual face or not, right? If they'll ever return a text or an email, right? If they'll ever own up to this or not. Long story short, your divine guidance team is outing the fuck out of this person, and they're saying, in current energies, they've made sure that this person is now aware and also in regret regarding any spell work, evil eye, any jealousy, any okay about you, towards you, and or gathering others to do the same about you, because it backfired, and that is past tense, to be clear. Okay. This person now, okay, on top of you, your existence, your auric field, your awesomeness, your divinity, right, on top of that is saying the karma that now ensues is too much to bear. Okay, so this person just right, oh well, too damn bad. Okay. And they're saying, I still hear your voice in my head, I'm haunted. So I don't know what guidance you were giving this person or gifting this person or these people, however this plays out for you. But long story short, and it's so crazy because card number one outed them in the first place, which again was, I'd rather play the victim. The last of the cards from this deck, okay, the last card, excuse me, it says, I am obsessed with playing the victim because I feel it paints me in a better light. So it's like this person is, lying to others, lying on you, lying to themselves, even. Because if you truthfully think that there's even a potentiality, a possibility, love and light, Sean, love and light, Alicia, to, play the victim while painting yourself in a better light, honey bun, you got another thing coming. Okay, even victims don't paint themselves to be just that. They are too busy being the overcomer. So heal that earth. Okay, so serious, right? So toxic. Okay, and so your spiritual guidance here coming through is to recharge your energy. Okay, cleanse, heal. All right. Take a break, pamper yourself, do the things that make you happy. Okay. Hell, take a vacation, even if you got to go by yourself. You're never truthfully alone, anyways, right? To be clear. But beware of this person trying to even try to make it back, try to make amends. To be clear, definitely forgive this person because it frees you up to do so many other great things, right? But as far as like kumbayaing anytime soon, if at all ever with this person, I have to say it that way because still general freaking collective message for pawn number three makes sense. All right, but there's some significance, high key to Venus retrograde, Mars retrograde also coming out. You guys, I know Mercury and Venus are definitely key players right now. Fault me not, I'm not certain about Mars, right? Could be some significance to Kid Cudi and or his music. This person hating on your body image. If you know you've been like moving and a shaking, reshaping, cool sculpting, hot yoga in, right? Uh, or not. Maybe you didn't even have to do all that because you manifested it that way. But I digress, right? So either way, you are doing the damn thing, okay? And you're looking beautiful, dapper as ever, however that makes sense for you, whether guy, girl, what have you, right? And you can't help it, honey. You're chosen. You're on the good side of karma. You've got a beautiful heart space. Okay, it's just par for the course. Okay, so no shame or stigma needing to be attached there, right? Live your best life, okay? While this person goes through cycles of bad luck and threes, hey, it's karma, right? It is what it is. This person tried to cause you to act out of character, to be over emotional, to have mood swings. They tried to hold you back. They tried to talk shit on your name. They tried to tell others to talk shit on your name, okay? Causing negativity. It could be an earth sign, all right, as well as a fire sign, all right? Doesn't have to be the case, but those are the two that came out, all right? And again, this person, if they're not a full-blown narcissist, and I'm not saying that many, really overall, it's kind of given like 85%, definitely not a full-blown, right? But there's like the other, what, 15% where it's like, you might want to, just tread lightly in the sense of nowhere near them, okay? Because you don't need to be anywhere near them. As far as, for those resonating with like, well, what about the others? If and when on the other side of divine timing, because again, your guidance right now is to kind of like do you draw your energy back, call it back, cleanse, like literally cleanse, okay, whether through water, fire, smudging, or all right. Spiritual bath came out, I'm pretty sure we talked about that. But also be mindful, some of you, okay, um even with these people where they've like officially intended to like be offensive towards you or to like actually have your name in their mouth, right? On top of it, and or also, okay, there's been many times where they literally have gotten so comfortable in it that it was like often just the same unintentional. Either way, your guides are going, and they're pissed. Okay, like it's inexcusable, right? You may be even sitting there going, "Oh, it's fine," like, and your guides are going, "No, the hell, it's no, right?" Because what are you talking about? Long and the short of it is, right? For every action, there's a reaction. Okay, for every cause, there's an effect. So you don't get to go da 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 da, right? While you watch your words, while you love and light people to their face and behind their backs, and everyone else gets to just like against your name, against your identity, against your existence. Like no, your guides are like hell to the no, right? Um, and some of you, these people have gone into bippity boppity aspects of this, right? Therein lies some heavy intention, don't you think? All right. So depending on who all I'm talking to and reading for, all right, somebody you may want to actually make that intention to break free from any cords, from any attempts, from any mal or bad or lower dense vibes and or energies and or entities, right? Just to make sure that you're helping your divine guidance team assist you, right? It's given. Help them help you, right? Do your part. Okay, you can't be casting your pearls before swine and then wondering why you get all like broke down, busted, and disgusted. Like, oh, I didn't understand. Jenny was girl. If you don't know your worth, just say so. Then you don't have to bring Jenny into the mix to treat you all bad. You gotta go in within you first. Jenny didn't even have to be the one to teach you that lesson. But if you ignore some of the signs and if you ignore you, you're gonna get a Jenny, a Benny, like a Terry, a Barry. Like they're gonna come because you're here to learn and grow your soul. You're not here to be all stagnant and stupid, right? Ain't nobody that, right? Especially if you found this channel. Come on, right? But tiger's eye and lavender sage, if you got it, sage or smudge down, however you can, whether incense or otherwise, right? But you gotta heal up a little bit, Okay, because ain't no way you're gonna know all of this and then be like, it's fine. Whenever they call, whenever they text, I'll just accept them lovingly back into the fold, right? And guess what? For some of you, maybe it means you don't get to hang out with those same people. If that's the truth, please understand you're to be grateful about that just the same. Because if that's the truth, please understand your guide saw to it that that's the case. Okay, there's no loss in that, just to be clear. All right, your spiritual guidance team got you more than they ever got you anyways. So like, how are you asked out on the other side of, oh, no friend zone, right? Like, whoop de fucking do, right? You've got you, and where you've got you, you've got divinity, which is inclusive, obviously, high key of your spiritual guidance team. And where you got that, you got more than enough. I can't say it enough, pile number 3, just to be clear. And for those that actually also, on top of it, resonated with pile number 3 and have a familiar of the feline variety, there's a little something here for you, okay? Especially if you know that your guides are pissed about some goings on in your energy field and more, okay? We talked about freaking attacks of sorts, right? Okay. Um, you need a moment. You need to lick your wounds here proverbially, hopefully not in a literal sense, right? But your cat wants you to know here uh that you should, you know how like you can get stubborn about like, no, let's just finish the project, no, let's just like study a little bit more, like 3 more hours, like it's fine, like, no, let's just, okay, they work called and said like I should come, okay, I'll just, it's fine, like it's only another 5 hours out of my week. Here's the sitch, okay? You need to relax a lot more, okay? If you know that you've been working hard a lot, that's how you know automatically you need to relax way more, okay? Because even in that ebb and flow, you should be balanced, long and short of it, okay? And your cat's advice here is really to let go what you can't control, all right? You can't control Bitter Betty talking to, you know, Kendra, Sue Ann, and Nellie. Whoop the fucking do, because what you can control is how much time you make for your spiritual guidance team to commune with them, to receive downloads and instructions, guidance on next steps. So focus there, right? Where's the harm there? Okay. And lastly, but certainly not least, whisker yourself into a cozy corner and just be is the guidance here. And there could be some significance to any of these aesthetics of the cats. Doesn't have to be the case, but a lot more cuddling should definitely be in the forecast here, and dare I say your future, with that fur baby that loves you very much in general as well. Okay, you gotta slow it down, make time for cuddles, all right? Make time for you, and again, do what feels good to you, all right? Much love and light, you guys. So the bell has rung, final call, right? And so we're gonna take this last round of freebies. And here's the sit, you guys. If you are here and you have not clicked the like on the video, you need to do that. If you are here and you have not even tried to subscribe to this channel, I need you to do that, okay? If you can't do those things, as well as, hold on, there's another part to it, okay? As well as put your yes or no question. Don't ask me a what if and expect me to answer yes, right? Don't ask me a what question and expect me to answer no. That'd be silly, right? So you got to follow the rules, and we're all going to know if you're not following them. And even if we don't, spiritual guidance team, check in, right? We know, okay? Just saying. So please follow the rules so we all have a great time at this, because no one's here to have a bad time, to be clear. I'm also just the same, not here not to read your cards, but I'm here to read the cards for those following the live stream rules, to be clear. Thank you. Okay, so let's check the box. If your question gets skipped over, I need you to know it was because of one of two things. Unintentionally, I missed it. It's kind of late. I've been at this for well over 2 hours. All right, forgive me. And or you are not following the live stream rules. That would be why that happens. All right, so You know, it is what it is, you guys, and I'm not here not to read your cards, right? That's not it. Oh, I think I need to get a new thingy. All right. So here we go. Let's see who's in here. Who's in the building? Love and light. Alicia. And so I want to know about my future insight is not a yes or no, and it's not following the live stream rules, so I'm going to move on. So we're skipping over Alicia, okay, because Alicia has yet to follow the live stream rules. If Alicia follows the live stream rules, then Alicia will get a free yes or no tarot reading before the live stream ends. We're now moving on to Zach. Much love and light. And let's see here. To keep you on the positive track. I think you have to keep you on the positive track, babe. Well, let's see. I mean, you have the choice to choose positive or negative, right? The divine didn't put you here to be strong-armed against your will about whether or not you were going to live positively or not. All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. So basically, long and short of what I just said. So we do have a no card here. Hold on. All right. The no card is talking about the hanged man energy, feeling trapped, feeling limited, self-limiting. All right. And we next go to the bottom of the deck, which was the Page of Swords. Another no. Hold on. Okay. Now, swords deal with the mental space. All right. Thoughts, subconscious patterns, the what ifs, the whens. How about now? Right. And so, long story short, it's kind of like that example we often give on the channel where it's like, okay, don't wait until, like, let's say that you scheduled a beach vacation, right? And, you waited all the way until you got off the plane or all the way until the opposite side of the car ride. And you finally set foot on the sand to be like, I'm on vacation. I'm so grateful for this vacation. That would be silly, wouldn't it? Because it's like, dude, you have to actually get into vacation mode to even start packing, right? It's way before the actual feet hitting the sand experience that you're already in the experience, okay? And so, long story short, that's kind of what you need to learn about just life in general, especially connecting to the headspace, especially connecting to things you really want, you really need, okay? I have to put the air quotes because a lot of times, myself included, I have felt the need, honey. And long story short, didn't need that. And what Divine had was even better. Okay. So that's for the air quotes, not for you to feel invalidated in your feelings or thoughts about this, right? However, they made cards about it. On the other side of you really kind of making this judgment call about the way that you're going to choose to think, you get into lighter, brighter days, smoother energies, calmer waters. You get into, with this judgment energy, the yes. You flip that no around. Could you believe that? You'd have to in order to achieve that. Okay, so that you can get your yes. Otherwise, we're dealing with a bunch of no's and one maybe out of all of these cards. And the choice is yours. And judgment is talking about just that choice of yours that you are definitely capable of making. So you flip around the no energy, the how about now, into yes. All right. So positivity is up to you, not dictated by your circumstances. Could you imagine? We'd be all asked out if we had to actually base our happiness off of our circumstances firstly. Are you kidding me? Often we're here creating heaven out of hell. How would we if we had to go off of what we saw and heard and felt and had in our bank account, right? In order to really understand things like our worth, our power, you know, that would be the epitome of the divine setting us up for failure in that sense. We're not here set up for failure, and we're here very much in charge of choosing positivity, so that we actually continue to get on with the getting on and out of the hell zone, right? You don't even have to think like I'm always alchemizing hell into heaven, because that's not even always the case. Often you're assisted with doing just that. So there's that too. Take the solace in the silver lining, if you will, please and thank you. Much love and light. All right. Okay, let's see here. Drishti, please and thank you. Check that link in the box. Check that link if you scroll up in the chat on how to follow along the live stream rules, okay? There's a link that Fiona, one of our lovely mods, which thank you, Fiona, so much for sharing that link, because you guys know I'm limited on my end. I can't through this particular device. Anyways, yes, we're going to utilize our strength, all of us. We got this. All right, I'm not here not to read your cards, you guys, but you are here definitely to follow the rules, that you can allow me to do just that. All right, Namira, are your angels guiding you? Do we need the card deck to understand that that's definitely the case? Unless each and every time your angel said, here's some guidance, you said, no, thank you, I don't want it. You know? Now, what are we going to do if it says no, right? Does that mean everybody but Namira's got a guardian angel? Everybody but Namira's got angelic realm assistance? Because that's, I want, if you found this channel, honey bun, I need you to know that was the tangible evidence. You don't even need the card reading to understand that your angels are very much assisting you and guiding you, right? So, are you sure you don't have another question? I mean, I'm not here not to read your cards, right? It's just, I already, you know, do we need the cards to know that your angels are guiding you? Maybe I'm misunderstanding the context here. I'd hate for somebody to actually really have that question. So I'm mindful in the sense of like, if you do need that answered, right? However, I'm pretty sure we've answered it though, either way, because it couldn't be a no, right? Unless you believed so much with all of your might and all of the life force and all of the divinity, all right, that backs you. You still couldn't even get a no though, because there's legions. They even made, for those religious minds, scriptures about it. You know, and really, I couldn't imagine thinking that. You know what? I have grown up in the religious community, namely Christian. Okay. Um, and I know what it's like on a personal note, even as a scared little child, right? Wondering, does God love me still? How about now? Did I offend anyone where I forgot? Or because I don't ever mean to offend, but yet you can offend people all the time left and right and don't mean to. So I mean, to be clear, ask me how I know, okay? So there's that. And I used to worry about these things. I don't know, because like, what if, okay, because the Bible says, something to the effect of like, forgive lest you not be forgiven. Is there anyone that I didn't forgive? Or like sometimes, I'd have a bully and it's like, dude, that took a long time to forgive, like offense after offense, right? Like it hurt, and it was definitely like targeted towards me with my name in their mouth and with their foot on my body at time, like just depending on the circumstance, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and otherwise, right? um and so I would like almost worry myself to sleep. Like I was scared to go to sleep because I thought, man, I say, and now I lay me down to sleep, praying that the Lord, my soul to keep, kind of thing. And praying that, I would literally pray prayers like, God, please forgive me. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Like, please forgive me for anything that I may have said or done, whether I meant it or not. And please help me to forgive everybody, whether I can remember or not, because if I pass in my sleep, like, I just pray that you take me and you accept me. Can you imagine that? Because that's exactly my story. Like and it's not a made up one. I wish it were. It's not. And it's not funny. I was scared to go to sleep. Okay. So I'm not here making fun of anyone. I want to make sure that everyone here understands, yes, you do have angelic realm assistance. This is why the channel exists. I mean, and there are many. Okay. So please know that you're backed by divinity. There's no severing. See, that's what they didn't teach me, because then they wouldn't have had the control over me that they had, right? Agenda, rulers, principalities, right? It happens, okay? And I'm not saying that, everything in Christianity is falsehood. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is divine right, rule, and agenda doesn't necessarily mesh, when you hold one up to the next, okay? It's like it doesn't really necessarily mesh the way that they tell it, okay? It's like there's like the truth. This is like my truthiest truth card. Or excuse me, Archangel Michael's sword is often depicted in that card. Or there's this, the one where they say, "Oh, listen, you better fall in line because the second you fall out of line, God don't love you. There's no angels that's going to help you. Nobody's coming to save you." Right? And it's like, wow, that's crazy scary. And then you start questioning, how could anyone love me if God doesn't always know if it's going to, or if he's going to, right? Or if they're going to love me. And that's a very scary place to be in. That would give you sleepless nights energy for sure. Ask me how I know, right? And I grew up like this year after year. Like, I tried to stay up very late, so that I could, make sure that my heart space was right to like lay down and sleep for a few hours before school the next day. Like, this was not okay. Okay. So I don't want anybody in that kind of mentality because it's a falsehood. All right. To be clear, I'm not saying all aspects of Christianity are a falsehood. I'm saying for anyone to allow themselves to rock with a mindset that allows them to believe from 1 millisecond to the next that there is a difference in their backing spiritually, that there is a difference in their amount of lovability, that there is a difference in their deserving and or worthiness of being loved and or protected. We're not here for that. You better get the truth, okay? Because the truth is there's no severability between you and all that is holy. And that is not a blasphemous statement. If you're connected to all that is holy, there's no severability. You either are connected or you aren't. And of course you are. Okay. So hopefully you understand my passion on that. I don't want anybody having sleepless nights energy over that kind of falsehood. Okay. And my parents, well, I don't even want to go into that rabbit hole, but you know what, Namira, here's the thing. Right now, where you are in life, you very much have the permission to parent yourself. It's like, okay, my parents didn't know any better. Now you know. And you can give yourself that teaching, that protection, right? You can protect and be your protector in ways that you couldn't in moon cycles past, okay? Starting now. And so now that you know that, you can take that permission that the divine, in all of its holiness and all of the legions of angels, and there are many, right, are giving to you and run with it. Take that mantle and run with it, okay? Because it's okay and it's well and good now if you still find that you can't look to your parents to understand all things. And that if and when you look to them, you understand that they don't understand all things, okay? At some point, you got to understand our parents in any given moment were of a mindset, whether it was true in reality or not, that they were doing the best that they could do. And a lot of times we've done the best that we can do at something, and we've learned that it just wasn't enough to get over the hurdle. It wasn't enough to necessarily make the change that we anticipated. It wasn't enough to necessarily make the grade that we anticipated. However, is that equating to permission to give up, to not try again, to not try something differently, to not learn and grow our soul beyond where we've already been? Right? And that's the choice that you've got to make on this to continue. That's all. It's not about being better than anyone. It's not about putting anyone else to shame, right? But right now, starting right now going forward, it very much has to be about giving you what you desire and deserve. quite frankly, if you are desirous of it, more often than not, you are at least deserving of it. Okay. If not so much more. And that's why often we do talk about things like divine timing, or maybe you didn't really get it, what you were looking for, what you were looking to experience and or receive in the way that you saw that it should come in, or you thought or felt, right? And that's often because on the other side, you'll realize after not giving up long enough and trying something different every now and again, and, continuing at these things to learn and grow your soul, that the divine had something so much better than what you could have ever even known to ask or dream up of. And that's okay, because you're not here to know everything always and in all ways. So how could you always know at least just as well as the divine in all of its fullness would know, right? We're here to learn and grow our souls. That's why we're often talking about in the spiritual community coming on the other side of a veil, right? We're veiled here. We're here to remember who all we are and how we are not severable, or excuse me, we're not able to be severed between, our existence and the existence of divinity, the existence of the creator that created the all in all, the life force energy, source, universe energy, God, goddess energy, however you subscribe here, honey bun. So hopefully that makes sense for you. Let me just see here. All right, I'm just gonna ask. Ooh. So long story short, okay, we've got 3 yeses here, okay, and so as you really understand that you are in charge to give yourself permission to live freely as if you are divinely spiritually backed and guided by angels and more, okay, you're going to get opportunities come to you the way that you desire and deserve, okay? And you're going to have this new lease on life, this new energy about yourself that really understands, like, you know what? I'm not alone at this. And you know what? I don't need anyone else around me to even understand that for me, because I now understand it for me. And continue on the path, honey bun, because you're in alignment for some great things up ahead, all right? You're growing right now, Namira. And good job on parenting yourself. I appreciate you for that. And the reason why I say that is because we're all connected, you guys. As you do the work for yourselves, of course others benefit. If they can't help it, right? You're just shifting and ascending and aligning and realigning with who you always are. And who you always are connects back to divinity, okay? Connects back to source, God, goddess, life force energy, universe energy, okay? Inclusive of course, the angels, archangels as well, nonetheless. We had Michael Sword come out so many times this session alone, all right? Okay, let's see here. So I see Sean. Okay, last 12. Oh, you got this in the bag, Sean. Visualize that. Talk to your body. Your body is your universe. Remember that. Who said that to? I think it was Dolores Cannon. Talk to your body. I think I posted about that in the Facebook group too. And you guys, if you've not yet done so and you are on Facebook, I know many of you are not, please join the group, okay? But that's a very happy yes, okay? Let me just see here really quick, Sean. So the key here is to be realistic, right? Like you can't just be like, 12 pounds in 12 days necessarily, right? You could. I'm not here to restrict you or word curse you, but just saying, right? Because with the Queen of Swords, it's talking about like, like, like being honest with self, as well as being like realistic. Um, and so, just to be clear, this is your yes, but also guess what? We've already talked about the session alone. And I don't know if you were on here yet or not, Sean. Excuse me. Do not always be of a mindset where you've got to like blood, sweat, toil, and labor. you can manifest just the same. It's like, one person lifting, arm weights for 20 minutes, is, pumping and grinding and sweating and everything and making some muscle, and that's great. But the next person that's pumping for at least, the same amount of time, so 20 minutes, with each, curl of the bar kind of thing, you could really be seeing and visualizing and understanding and feeling, whatever you're there for. Muscle pumping up, or fat cells dissipating and disintegrating kind of thing, right? All things can happen, or all of that can happen, okay? As you choose, as you manifest, as you believe, as you expect, you receive, okay? Is kind of what I'm getting on that. And man, I just cut it to the star card, and underneath the star card, Sean, is the Nine of Pentacles. So that's talking about wish fulfillment, baby. Like, you got this in the bag, like I said in the first place before I even hit the cards. Just saying. Okay, let me see here. Don't call it stupid or silly, Fiona. There's no stupid or silly when there's Fiona, right? All right, let's see here. I'm sorry, I just missed it, babe. Let me find it. Um, okay, let me see. Okay, 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 let me see here. So Fiona, okay, long story short, right? Um, you are of a mind to like create, like writing, like works of like, I don't know if it was like just a script, because I feel like it was more than a script. We had talked about, over the years. And so this is kind of giving like industry vibes, right? But also, please understand, and this is going to sound like, psh, I get it, but like there's literal scientists that like even work for agencies and stuff that have backed this, okay? The dream state is definitely not just you twiddling your thumbs inside of like the cosmic universe, right? The dream state is definitely um a conduit, yes, but it also can be indicative of aspects of other reality, other realm, other dimension interplay. Okay. So, if you know that you have been like focusing on like more industry things and like being like more like taking yourself seriously about that, this could be why you do see evidence of you basically being around other energies that are, I don't want to say like minded at all there with that guy, but, and like no diss on him, because I love, for my own reasons, I do love Pete Davidson, but I don't want to say this, like, it's like he could be an icon, but also he could also be like part and parcel of some goings on in other dimensions that could lead to this incarnation or not. Okay. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. So if you know you've been intending to meet some sort of, excuse me, if you've been intending to meet him, have some sort of experience, hell, that could have been it. Also, if you know you've been taking yourself more seriously about the writing, and or this could be, some icon for you in order to get you to pay back attention to what maybe you left off doing regarding that, then it's an indicator that you should pick up where you left off, kind of thing, with some of those works. It's just connecting to the writing. um I'm pretty sure Pete has written some things. I don't know if it's been everything, right, for him, but like that would be that kind of energy, that access. You guys also, as you realize that, maybe you've always loved a certain like comedian or a certain singer, actor, actress, whatever, right? You could actually have like soul resonance with them, and that could also be, like part and parcel of, you know, I'm like trying to explain it, and it's not inexplicable. It's so much to explain. Hold on. Because in some way, shape, or form, you could be like, obviously, like connected to him. Let me see if that's, well, pull the Three of Cups. This could also be an icon of someone, like, because you know how like Pete Davidson could easily be looked at as like lacking direction to some degree, shape, or form, or regarding some of the characters that he's played. This is no dig on Mr. Davidson, just saying, right? Um, and so this could be an icon indicator of the way that you've been feeling, but haven't really expressed that to yourself because you were focused elsewhere or not focused elsewhere. So it's kind of a mixed bag, Fiona, as to why. It's kind of a loaded question, but let me just see one thing. So it stands to reason that you could know him um, on a starseed level, right? I'm not saying it like you meet the guy in New Jersey today and he's going to be like Fiona, right? But he might, should. Uh, that'd be kind of crazy. Okay, so then it's connecting to the writing for sure. Connecting to the writing. But shoot, stranger things have happened. Like maybe you know, if you ever see that person, you know, definitely try to, you know, have an encounter. Shoot, you know. You could probably get that, like people. I swear, like no, you know how like they have those like oh gosh, I can't remember the name of the company, but actually with AI, Fiona, you could probably definitely you could probably definitely hear him say your name. No, but seriously, they'll actually have like companies. I can't remember. There used to be two. I don't know if there's still two or not. That were major ones, and this was like before the whole AI thing, where like they would actually be on like a database, um, because the guys from like Whose Line Is It Anyways are coming to mind, and I know they were on that site, but there were like so many other types of people too, and like if you like pay them a few bucks, then like they'll send you a video or like they'll send like a recording and saying like happy birthday, you know. I feel like Pete Davidson would so be on one of those databases, right? Like, like, hey, Fiona. Well, what? Oh my gosh. But yeah. Was it Cameo? Maybe it was Cameo. But yeah. All right. So, did I skip over anybody? If I did, um, and they were following the rules, to be clear, if they were actually following the rules and I skipped over them, can you let me know? Otherwise, I'm tapping out. I'm tired. So, been on here like 3 hours. You guys are amazing. If you stuck it out the whole time with me, thank you, Fiona. Thank you to my mods as well. Okay. All right, so we're good to go. And guess what, you guys? Before you pass out tonight, I want you to get grateful about how amazing tomorrow is. I don't care what is due and or owing, okay, right now, because between right now and tomorrow, that all could change. If you're saying, what the hell is love talking about? I get it, right? But here's the sitch. Why would you sit in that energy? Do something about it. Like go watch The Secret. Go sleep to it. Okay? It's literally a documentary style movie on YouTube for free called two words, The Secret. Sleep to it. Act like you know, all right, what to do with that when they say about their things. Plug in your ish into the experience so that you get out of it what you're looking for. Otherwise, you're just watching them do it, okay? Creating of your own sacred space, of your own utopia, right? Yes, you can have your utopia. No, you can't change the world, okay? And or overnight do so, right? So that's okay too. Focus where you matter most with you, all right? To be clear, it is what it is, right? I mean, of course, I love and light you guys, but as far as like me being able to be on here like every second of the day to tell you that in current energies, obviously not a thing. So I need you guys to know, okay? Yes, you are loved. Yes, the hell you are lovable, even in your worst moments, if that is even a thing for you. I don't feel like we got a lot of them though. I'm just saying, to be clear, it is what you make of it. Keep going, keep growing, and keep glowing, because you've got amazing things up ahead to experience. If you are really in this, all right, then you've already won. You don't even have to be in it to win it. Just continue to do your part. Continue to be here, you guys. I don't know about you, but lately I just wake up in the mornings and I just go, I am still here, right? That is something that a lot of people can't say right now, and a lot of people would have paid to be able to say that. A lot of people would pay to be in your position, and you're going, my position, my bank account, my job. Yeah, because your energy is rich. Yeah, because you connect back to royal divinity. Yeah, because you are chosen one energy. Yeah, because you are protected by legions of angels and then some. All right, so please, you don't got to be in it to win it. You just got to be in it. You've already won. Let that marinate. I love you guys. To the next time. Love and light.